Dear volunteers, dear teachers, thank you so much for typing everything. Here we have the most recent updates from May 2023. We really appreciate your cooperation. Let's get ready. Our organization launching day will be on August 24th, 2023. We see you soon. Alright, my friends, here we are. Let's talk about deserts. Villages, right? So here's the second for farms as well. So it's a second plan because we all this work for desert, my friends, we also have to do for monoculture farms at all continents. We just can't plant something there and believe they're gonna be good in 6 months of watering. Those that I said we are going to have 6 months after the last tree planted, 6 months of watering, are those that will be sustainable. They already have a good soil, microbes, bacteria, right, on those soils. We cannot believe, of course, that monoculture farm that use synthetic pesticides, synthetic herbicides, going to be ready in 6 months, right? So we have to be there 5 years. And if it's a semi-arid or desert land, even more, 10 or 20 years, right? So every case we need every area, right, for the owners to make their own study. They have to do the same. They start with 4 couples that will become 10 couples and evaluate the area. Why? Because if it's one farm and everyone else were already planting organic, right? The other farmers are organic, non-GMO, that's one thing. But some places, my friend, is one farm after another planting, GMOs, in using pesticides, synthetic pesticides, synthetic herbicides, so my friend, those places gonna need more time, okay? All right, very good. But of course, they also, places that is staying longer, they can also start producing something else to fix nitrogen to the soil, such as many things, but we can have, for example, peanuts, many simple things. They can have different areas of that farm, so they can plant something here and here, and then something else in between. Okay, all right. So now let's go to these farms and state parks and national parks, because some of them, they are pure desert, right? It's not because it's a state park, national park that are beautiful with a great biodiversity. So we have to do those, remember, a good route, whichever it is, appropriate for that area, because then the trucks keep going, and then fill up their tanks and start again. So the best as possible, not straight lines, but the best as possible. In a way, they stop where they can fill up, and then they finish another route and get more water and start everything again, right? Okay, so they don't have to go all the way around. Some places are huge. Some state parks, national parks, they're huge. They need 2 water wells, or some national parks need 4 water wells, right? Okay, but in a way sustainable. Right, some other parks, if they have good soil, with good minerals, we're going to extract, and bring to places. Remember I said that? Very few things, I'm just doing a review, because so people have an idea on other videos that were already explained with details. Okay, so we are going to make those ponds, okay? And as I posted here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so for the streams, right? The streams and the lakes they go to. I think I already made a video like that, so now we're just gonna go quick. All right, so all ponds will have aquatic plants, as I said, to keep the moisture right there. And all ponds are gonna be like that. And they have right on the top hose, so they will never overflow. If they overflow in the future is okay. If these holes get clogged, it's fine. But while people are there, they're gonna come every month and they're gonna clean those holes. So this way you keep the proper level, you keep the fish that you plan to keep there with the type of plants, that is more gentle ones or rougher ones, and of course trees that gonna give some seeds for those fish, right? Okay, so everything a perfect way. Okay, while people are there, we're gonna make everything we can. Small bushes, right? Cannot be large trees, so this pond won't break. Okay, and everything gonna do in concrete and along the centers, then they're gonna take care of themselves. That's fine, but we really have to work, for all counties to have focus in a different biome. So if we get any country, anywhere, good soil or not, we have to focus, what type, and that won't be repeated for that distance, okay? But this is afterwards. We talk more details how we're gonna do that, right? So first is to have your plants and work in the soil and bring bacteria and have good compost, okay? And then we're gonna tell you how we're gonna do that. All right, so we're gonna do by every 50 kilometers. Maybe it's good, right? And people from all continents, they calculate from the beach. And people from this side of the continent, they also calculate. So number 1 here, number 1 here, number 2 here, number 2, and they go until the center of their continent. And of course, we choose a city right there so people know. I think that will be good, and we repeat every 10, so every 50 kilometers. Shall we do that? I think that's easy. Okay, so let's do that. Every 50 kilometers, we do a different biome. For Africa, 50 kilometers, I think is reasonable, right? Instead of doing every 5. Let's wait. I'm gonna think about that because, if we do every 5 kilometers a different biome, or okay, that's for desert. Okay, for desert, let's do every 5 kilometers. For everyone else, 50 kilometers, just to be easy. Shall we do that? Okay, great, agreement done. All right, so what else I have to say here? To end in a lake, okay, all the big rivers, right? So we're gonna have the hose there, but no hose on the bottom, okay? On the bottom, I'm gonna put the mud, and so those aquatic plants, can have good root system. And tiny fish, only tiny fish, the best as possible. The other thing I didn't say, for more than a year, I think, it's all lakes that have piranha, they have to be taken out entirely. Put a pump there, empty out all the water, and get those tractor and scoop them really, that mud, scoop away really well those mud, because we can't have one egg of piranha in any lake. They're really aggressive. They eat other fish, and then when you see, you only have piranha the entire lake. I saw lakes close to the Tocantins River, this huge river I told you a few times, Araguaia River, So we went in lakes, that have only piranha, when I was early teen. We went many times to camp at this big river called Araguaia. So we're gonna scoop them entirely. Of course, after, the population have a water well, people that gonna be helping doing these things, but it's mandatory because in a river. And then we do with prayers, for rivers to have harmonious fish. That's okay if one and another is alive. But in lakes, they're very aggressive. The same way as alligators, crocodiles, we have to take them out entirely. Okay? All right. And for animals, what we are going to do, we can use a bow and arrow, because we are not using guns, right? We already talked about that. So we can have bow and arrows with those sleeping things, a net. Instead of put venom on, just put these sleeping things, instead of shooting them, we put these sleeping things. I think we can also use, but I don't know if that's safe, use the needle with this, and because it get there, in about 1 or 2 minutes they fall down, okay, and then the person complete to decapitate the animal, because we have to finish those animals. All right, the other things for grazing animals, forbidden to have any grazing animals. All right, so people will have 2 days to get rid of them entirely, and send them to proper butchers. Okay, first they take, if it's sheep, take the wool out, of course, because we're gonna use everything the animals offer, we're gonna use, whales, everything that they may offer, right? The meat, the oil, whichever it is, or the wool, we're gonna use. All right, so if they have anything, what we're gonna do, you have 2 days, right, to clean up. But some people, they might even have 400, and they will find for sure 400 locations that can cut them. Even people from the village, some animals are easy to cut, right? They clean them up, cut, put in transparent bags, take the air out, and they give to local people, right? Okay. And some they can share, right? They can share with close by counties, right? The airport or railroad, whichever it is. Of course, if they contact those schools, say, look, I have 100 kilos, I have 400 kilos, do you want? You have, because everyone gonna have proper refrigerators, because nobody gonna have refrigerators at home anymore. All those refrigerators need to go to schools or the airport to send to those that do not have, such as deserts, right? Okay, great. So you have 2 days. So you're gonna find those people, even that they don't have the perfect environment, but they can do many animals, many small animals, they can do like that. All right, those that have cows and other animals, right, then it's different. They need more structure to hold the animal and cut them in parts, and so they just contact. If they need more days, okay, 2 days was not really enough, but they prove that they really try, then it's okay. And for cows, they already will go to the regular butchers, right? Every cow, old or new or calves, they already have the people that they sell them, right? Okay, so maybe they're busy that week because of another farmer got there first. That's okay, as soon as they have the email back. Look, I contact everyone in my area, and I also contact those that usually I sell to them, and they're busy, but they already schedule a day for me, for my 1,000, 2,000, whichever, how many animals you have. And we are going to process them from this day to this day. You get that email, so you won't lose points, you as the farmer owner. Make sense? Okay. And of course, it's forbidden to have grazing and animals of any type anywhere. They're the first to go. So they will give meat for people. For good 2 years, we have enough meat of just those farm animals and hunting, a lot. Okay, and for sure for 5 years, because after we get those farms and everything, we're gonna start focusing more time in hunting. Okay, all right, with prayers and as other ways we already talked about. Okay, so everyone will have small running streams made with concrete on the bottom. Okay, all right. we are not using plastic. I don't think plastic is a good idea. But if really need, because you can't have concrete for the entire planet, right? Every five square kilometer to have a concrete ponds. So at the deserts, let's get Africa again, right? Okay, so what we can do with all these thousands of village we're gonna have here, right? What we can do is some will be concrete and some will be this liner, this very thick 1 or 2 or 4 liners, because we can make plastic really easy. We just need petroleum. We have petroleum everywhere in all continents, so some gonna be this liner. I just don't know, for us to have for really a few decades, I believe 4 liners for those lakes, those ponds, right? I believe 4 liners. So they go 1 meter out of the border, and then they go down because we need plants right here. So 1 meter and then they go down about a half meter or so. So they're stable. We put rocks all around to hold that plastic, and the plant's gonna be soon after, right? Soon after, because it's gonna be bushes, so they don't come too close, but that will be good. The stream can also bring seeds that those fish need, and every stream gonna have the overflow going somewhere, okay? All right, so that's very good, because at those streams, in the future, we can even do with bamboo, right? As soon as we start, as soon as possible, with plastic, whichever we have, those streams, we can also dig and put plastic. Put the liner, put rocks or bricks on the side to hold it, okay? And we're gonna be fine for many years until we plant bamboo and harvest bamboo or receive them for free from somebody, right? And then we just put one bamboo on the top of the other. Before they finish comes the other. Before they finish comes the other. Make sense? Okay, for us to have these streams going. So first is artificially and after won't be. All right. The other things about irrigation. We know that some problems of some deserts, they have many different problems, right? Some doesn't rain, some is the soil, some is a combination of everything. So some is from grazing, some is from so many different things, right? Okay, so the irrigation, we need this irrigation from water wells to keep going to all these main streams, those main areas, watering streams. And I already looked those rotating, remember I said we're gonna have those rotating irrigation. They can do for 1 kilometer long, 1 kilometer. They keep rotating for 1 whole kilometer. So for sure we're gonna use that. I think I made that proposal about a year ago, the first proposal on that. We are going to do that. Artificial irrigation, and people gonna monitor and even carry them around. That's fine. They're gonna work few hours and rest on a shade. Work 1 or 2 hours, rest on a shade. All these places gonna have that little gazebo, water on that feet. Okay, so you see these fancy restaurants that have water with little fish. That's exactly what we're gonna do what we're gonna have at those stations, resting stations, so people can cool down their feet, because it's gonna be burning, right? We are going to make boots, but also tennis shoes with those bumps, like bristles, thick, short bristles at tennis shoes and at boots, so people can work 1 or 2 hours on that heat, okay? So they really won't be touching the sand, okay? The bristles will be working. All right, but they're protected. In places they have snakes or scorpions, they use the boots. Mandatory, they cannot use tennis shoes. They have to use the boots. Makes sense? But they have these little things, they're fine. Okay, so while 2 other couples or 20 other couples are working something else, they rest their feet with fish. Why we fish, you may ask? Why we need fish there? But you know, the fish, we know if they're fish swimming, we don't have chemicals on that water, because we have to think about everything. Some people are crazy in this planet, right? But we are praying for them, they're gonna be fine. But we know the water is good. Fish are alive, okay? So we know, and it's painted in white. These concrete things here, or those liners, gonna be like really bright yellow plastic liners, right? Because those are not liners, okay? So they put their feet there, okay? They put their feet there, and they're gonna sweat a lot. So what, we're gonna have a shower right here, you know, so they can go in a shower. That's fine, because what we cannot have is people with wet clothes from sweat, because they have a lot of salt from the body, right? So they come here on this shower. You know, people are gonna have pants, lightweight, synthetic pants, you know. We have some, you know, people will see what they feel most comfortable. That I think is the best, because the cotton has a problem. They are good for the sweat, but when they get wet from those showers, they're too heavy, okay? So we're gonna see what's the best. They take a shower and they change, put shorts and go home, you know, because people can work only twice. They work 2 hours, stop for one, work 2 hours, stop for, and go home, you know, for the day. And gonna do other things on a shade. They can also sit down and do things here on a shade, but we have to figure out how we're gonna do that. If they exchange clothes every time, right? That I think is the most reasonable, and then they put everything on a cart. They have those carpets onto their hotel and wash them all. Right, so probably they're gonna have 2 changes in the morning, 2 changes in the afternoon, but that's fine. We can't have people sore on their butts, their brasiers, right? Whichever they get sweaty, you know, the underwear, or anywhere they can, or feet, right? So we need to figure those details out, but that's fine. As soon as they take they go in this shower. So, of course, they take their boots out, right? And they have a new set. So we can have right here, this place where we have their fish and resting area where they're going to be sorting seeds, or, you know, it's a work time. So they have to work, cannot study. Work is work, study, half day for each. Okay, so we can have cabinets. When they come every morning, they put clean clothes here. You know, they put clean clothes. Nobody gonna be sick, you know, with skin problems or anything, right? Okay, so when they bring their cart, they bring the clean clothes when they arrive to work. So 6 o'clock, right? 6:20 in the morning. The 6:10 in the morning, I think, is the best, right? Because forbidden to work at night. All right, even that school, we already talked about that. So everyone gonna be safe. You know, they see, if it's a snake, a scorpion, they see, right? It's mandatory, okay? All right. So, and it's forbidden to make plastic or bring or have plastic scorpions, plastic snakes, forbidden. You know, to make jokes for no need, to make people scared or mean jokes. It's forbidden. People need to look and really look for safety, not spend time with jokes. Make sense? Because that is something serious. You know, some places in some deserts are not good. We have to focus and pray, right? To extinguish them. We can't even pray for them to go away. To extinguish those bad animals everywhere in the planet. Okay, so when they come, they bring this cart. This cart is like that, has a middle part here, so fit 2 boxes here, 2 boxes here, and 2 boxes on the very top. So they have, you know, here they have a 10 centimeter. Let me make a little bigger. Here. Okay, so they fit 2 boxes here. 1, 2. They fit 2 boxes here. Okay, this is a shelf and this is the top shelf. And they fit 2 last boxes here. Here on the edge, you see the edge here? They are 10 centimeters tall and thick all around, so those boxes not falling. They're all plastic, you know, they're all transparent plastic. Transparent plastic. So they bring 6 boxes of them. This is the wheels. Okay? All right. And of course they have the holder here, right? The holder. So they bring with everything clean. Even the towels, right? Okay? They bring. The towels easy. They hang on a line. Everyone gonna have their names. And they can use again. In a few minutes they're dry, right? With the desert heat, they're dry. They can use again. So they can work 1 hour. First is 1 hour for everybody, right? Yeah, for 6 months. I think I already talked about that. And then after 6 months, they can already start applying to work 2 hours and be on a shade for 1 hour, right? Okay, but for 6 months, everyone gonna stay only 1 hour out in the desert. Okay, and 1 hour rest. 1 hour in the sun, 1 hour rest. Okay, after 6 months, and then people that want and feel good, they can apply. So that is January 1st. January 1st, 2024, they can start applying. Those that feel good for those 6 months, they can start, of course, they get more points. They can start applying to work 2 hours and rest 1. Okay? All right. So they bring, and when they go back, they bring the same things with their dirty clothes, right? Because the worst thing is for people to get sweaty with the salt of the body, you know, and sand around, you know, because maybe they need some more time to pray, maybe come a wind with sand, right? Okay, because we are not going to wear clothes like the Arabic. You know, the best we can do, wet your head. That's fine. Okay, so that's how gonna work. We have this shower, right? Let me see here. We have this shower. So people take their salt of their body out entirely. So they can even shower with their own clothes, you know. That's okay. They take some out and some they keep. Gonna be a curtain, of course, right? A proper curtain there. Okay, they change their clothes. The spouse help each other. They change their clothes. All right, they put their pants higher up to their knee, right? So they can be here in this cool lake with a table, and they're gonna be planting, doing something else, sorting seeds, whichever it is. Okay? All right, so they take the shower, they take the sweat, they take the dirty clothes. Spouses help each other. Good? They take the salt off their body. So, and this is going to be really close, maybe 2 meters away from each other, something like that. The water from this shower going to come from the pumps, the same that is irrigating that 1 kilometer, right? Okay? And then they just walk and sit here this table with those fish there. All right, so of course they don't put shoes, anything. They just have carpet, you know, that they can sweep and take the sand out. All right, or even wooden boards, you know, above ground wooden board. No, not wooden boards, because not with hose. Carpet because keep humidity down, and for sure no snake's gonna be under. Okay, we have to check them, you know, every other month. We lift those carpets just to make sure no scorpions, nothing it's growing underneath, but for sure no snake's gonna be there, right? But we have to keep checking, of course. Okay, so they stay there for 1 whole hour. It will be perfect, because if the fish are alive, they know that the water is not burning hot. It has no chemicals, so it's perfect. We have cameras everywhere. People gonna feel good, get their feet there. So 10 minutes before they start their work, they already sit here in another table, right? Not table, I think just chairs, right? Or couches, whichever we have there. Because we want the places to be harmonious, right? We can have couches, right? And people can rest a little bit instead of sitting straight all the time. Maybe, you know, like we can have a love seat here and a love seat here, 2 love seats looking at the other people working or something like that, okay? But they're close to each other. All right, so 10 minutes before, they put their socks, right? They put their boots and they're ready to go to work with time, without hurry, okay? So this way will be really perfect. They can rest, they can cool down. Now, let me talk about the head. The head faucet, right? Or sink, I think sink. Okay. Anytime people want, because that's amazing, can cool down. With elders, we have to be careful with this, so they won't just faint, right? But people that, of course, for 6 months, we can't have elders work in a desert. They're going to work inside the villages, right? Inside the hotel property, okay? All right, they're going to they're going to do the same. Start with 1 hour for 6 months, okay? But who goes out? It's people that are more capable. Can even be one elder another, but not for 6 months, okay? People that are more capable, younger and healthier, of course they're going to have more points, but they're going to do all this. They don't have diabetes, cholesterol, anything else. Okay, so they wet their head only at this sink, you know, and they stay there for about two minutes or so, right? And soak really well with the cold water. How are we going to have cold water? Or cool water. How are we going to have cool water right there? For them to take a shower and to cool their head. You know, and then they just dry a little bit and done. You know, even that they're dripping a little bit, that's fine. Okay, we need short hairs, that's for sure. For females, we need short hairs. Up on the chin, you know, so they won't be worried about this hair, or, you know, we can easily wash. All right, how we gonna have this cool water here? And for the shower, we need the cool water there. All right, I thought about that because we have this irrigation, right? That we are going to use for this 1 kilometer. Keep going round and round. People will push, right? Those things, right? Okay, or whichever is possible. If solar panel can do, of course, solar panel will be doing it. So the idea is to have the water comes from the water well, but one container gonna be hot, the other container gonna be the cool one. All right, make a little house for this cool one, right? Whichever is above, you know, 2 meters high or something like that, made out of wood, and put an AC there. I think that's the best. Put a wall AC, those small AC. Done. That water gonna be cool in the morning anyways, right? Okay, in the morning we are sure, so they can blend the hot water, you know, that's above ground. Remember, that is this arrow water is the above ground, is the hot one. Sorry. No. This is the top water, right? It's on a house 2 meters high. Yeah, 2 meters high, so it has a narrow, because every desert gonna be different. We cannot paint red for warm and blue for cool. Yeah, so this one, 2 meters high, has this arrow. Got it? Okay. And they just like every shower faucet in the whole planet, right? In most normal countries, right? They have, but will be a arrow looking forward. The other one gonna have an arrow facing down. Is the one underground, because that water will be cool until about noon for sure. Okay? All right, so the pump will fill up both of them. One we have AC for people to have cold water in the afternoon, okay? And this is underground water, is cold. People can take a shower in the morning a few times, right? With this water, make sense? Okay, so very good. So people will cool down their feet here with this fish, right? Guppies or even koi's, that's fine. So they will cool down entirely, drink lots of water. Of course, even the water they can drink, they need the cool water. So that's how they're gonna have cool water in the morning. And here gonna have cool water for the afternoon team to take a shower and drink. Very good? Okay, my friends, so here we are. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida. Okay, so look, beautiful day today. And here it is, our project for a better humanity, because we really need. Let's work unite and volunteers from all the schools and families, friends, work with each other, type everything, have videos made. We have so many doctors, with those beautiful videos. Let's talk to them, say, look, can you do a little adjustment here, a little adjustment there? So united, everyone will share our gifts. All right, we'll see you soon. Get ready. Okay, so in a few words, that's what it is. Let me just read the back here. All concrete base streams will have holes, concrete base, or plastic liners, very thick plastic liners. We'll have holes, on the side of them, okay? To release water to the tree roots that eventually gonna grow all the way down and really far away from them, such as 10, 20 meters from those streams. What we can have by the streams? Bushes, shrubs, flowers, herbs, food, that's fine, okay? That's fine. So those streams will be covered by side planted shrubs, flowers, I just said. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we have one more page posted. Look, it's one more notebook I got filled up. Now we just have to type everything. Okay, my friends, so we need smart people because I have no time. So if you volunteer and you can help, please search up about our beavers. How we are going to bring beavers to the proper biomes that we need them there. Not every biome, no. To proper biomes that they will be able, right? Needs to be by those rivers, of course. That they will cut those trees and make those very sustainable dams. And where we're gonna get them from and how we're gonna produce them and get those babies to grow with their parents so they are wild and bring them right away to the proper biomes. Yeah, it sounds weird, right? But that's how it is. We can't grow them in captivity. All right, so we have to somehow, fence the entire places that have them, so they still growing as wild animals, and on a proper year, on a proper time, that might be 5 years or 18, right? We will bring them to those other places, okay? When those other places are ready to receive them, because we cannot grow them in captivity. It's like chickens. We can have a few, right? Chickens with eggs, but how they grow strong and learn, and they're more sustainable and stronger when they're grown with their own mothers, right? With their own mothers. All right, my friends, so here we are. So we need those beavers and we need the bees. That's another thing. We need experts in bees because it's very easy. Oh, we need European bees. Yeah, we need European bees. Yes, that's for sure. Because they're friendly, right? And they're the ones that, we can handle, right? Because African bees, that's just a general terms, because of course we have many different genetics of those same bees, right? Okay, so we have the African, and we have the European. That's what my father used to use, you know. So my father deal with bees since he was a kid, and you know, along the years, and then late in life he got again for many years, you know, he was on this business again. But anyways, that's the two words we are going to use. They're very simple to remember, everyone in the entire planet. So African bees, let's say this way, they're more aggressive, okay? And the European bees are the one more friendly, okay? So whichever we get that will be friendly, even those that maybe is other species that are African, if they're friendly, we're gonna call them European bees. All right, just to be easy. And every bee that is aggressive, we're gonna call them African bees. Oh, sorry, I don't think that is good, right? Because, yeah, that's okay. Keep like that, because many people nowadays, they call Italian bees, you know, because we have many different, I already said, many genetics of both of them. Done. Okay, so aggressive bees, we're gonna call them African bees. All right, and European bees, we're gonna call them friendly. Those that they sell nowadays, they are called Italian bees. All right, they are the friendly ones. Okay, just to be easy for now, and then we see if we change the words afterwards. But that's just the easy way. All right, what we need those bees, like every biome, we need to have introduce different species, different genetics of the same species to different biomes you're gonna have. You see? So eventually, you know, they will grow with that biome, but eventually they're gonna move around. But we have to do that so they will be strong, like we're doing with humans, right? And share, because when they, you know, cross-pollinate and grow in different biomes, of course, they're gonna eventually have different genetic patterns, right? Okay, so very good. Now, the other thing that we really have to be careful, you know, is with insects, you know, mosquitoes, you know. Every country that have any problem, have malaria or yellow fever, anything, the airports, right, as soon as they arrive, they cannot open the door straight, because every country gonna still send those trees, and you know, the leaf of those plants need to be inspected before they go to the airports. Make sure they don't have bugs in them, you know, because we don't want bad bugs to go where they don't have yet, you know, such as those deserts, you know, they don't have bad bugs or bad mosquitoes. We have to spray them, okay? So people will go to a room, shake their clothes, go to another room, you know, and then they leave that airport, you know. So as soon as they arrive, how many rooms they have? 2. They have the room number 1, the room number 2. They have to shake their clothes, open their, this is for people, right? Shake their clothes. They have to shake their bags, you know, clothes from their bags. Okay, all right. And people go to this other room. Both of them have air conditioning, you know. I guess here between we have a little corridor, all right? And then they move, okay? And they shake also inside the airplane. Why? So no mosquito ever go in people's bag or people's clothes, okay? And of course, if anybody's caught doing that, you know, keep them in a plastic bag or eggs of them or anything, life penalty. In 10 years, they have their life penalty, and not now. Oh, by the way, on the future years, also will be forbidden to kill people right ahead. They did something wrong, because some people, they have a short, capacity of handle situations. So what we're gonna do? I think they have to wait 4 years, right? Have to wait. They did something wrong. It's a crime, right? They are not going to be killed right away. Okay, they have to wait 4 years to be killed. And for some things that are really, they're not going to leave their family there. Oh, so I'm gonna do something wrong, gonna kill myself, right? I'm gonna die, right? No, they have to wait 4 years, and the entire family gonna be killed. The spouse, their children, and their elders, because we are not going to have kids in orphanage again. We are not going to have elders taking care of kids or babies. We're not going to anything wrong humanity did along the centuries, the millenniums. All right, so they have to wait 4 years, but the entire family will be killed as well. Life penalty for everyone. Because that's the only way, my friends. We're going to stop with this. The other thing, it's mandatory for people that lose someone got really sick and died, anytime now or in the future centuries, millenniums, or eternity, right? Okay. If a person dies for natural death, they're very old, or whichever it is, we have to pray for that person to born again. Okay? If it was planned or not, if a pregnant woman is already waiting for that spirit to born right away or not, maybe they have to wait 1 or 2 years or 5 years, whichever. Why? Because we don't want spirits flying around, going to place, they don't know what they're doing, they don't even know they're dead, right? They're not really alive, or to bother their family members. It's forbidden. Or on the future, after 40, 100 years, someone born, somewhere, they have health problems, they have physical problems, they have mental problems. Why? Because they were not having positive practice. They were not a positive spirit that was evolving spiritually. So we cannot have spirits coming, I just put like that for some reason. Doesn't matter, right? We're spirits. Spirit don't have not male or female, okay? You can call family members of the way they were, the name they were, that's okay. But the spirit is spirit, right? It's not male or female. Okay? All right. So this way, we don't have suddenly in 100 years a spirit born and have all these health problems or mental problems, because they were not practicing positive things. So it's mandatory. People need to keep coming back to earth, because earth is where we evolve spiritually, and earth is where we can enjoy life with all these beautiful things we have and keep talking about. Our humanity going to be really beautiful and special, right? Every single day going to be special. Imagine, have families united, have festivals, have food, have water, have shelter. Have all this, we're going to be good to each other. We're going to have friends. We're going to have neighbors that are positive and happy, right? Okay, very good. Let's go back here. All right, so it's forbidden to carry insects. We are introducing, so we focus first to introduce one type, And then maybe in 2 years or so, they start sharing. They're going to learn how to make a new queen, a new bee queen, and then eventually they're going to share. All right? So I believe for bees, maybe every 5, so every village number 1 get one type, every village number 2 get another type. Make sense? All right. And with time, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to share. We're going to have a schedule for all these details, and we have 2 years to make all these basic improvements with all these families, 194 families, one from each country, gonna be here with us in the United States or in Brazil during this 2 years course, and go over all these details, all right? And any new adjustment according to what they are, we already send. And some other adjustments, if needed, we wait for the beginning of a new semester to implement them. All right, so I believe every 5 or maybe even every 10 if we get. So if you, everyone has a gift, as I said, right? So if you have bees, start making those new queens, so we are going, you can share them, right? And we're going to see which species you have, okay? And of course, we're going to send other pollinators. We're going to see which ones, right? Okay? And even for birds. But birds is like beavers. How are we going to keep them, in those proper environments and then send them? Probably birds is easier, 5 years. But beavers need wood, right? They love to eat wood and we don't have wood there yet. But for birds, that's easier. So because right now we are living in many countries, right? Even inside the continents. So it's easier. We get a wild bird and we send them to the new environment and a couple of birds, right? And they will reproduce right there. Many, not all of them, right? But many will work. We get the male, female, send them, and eventually many, of course, right? And the birds, the same thing. So here we're going to send a type of bird that's happy with that environment, another type of bird, another, makes sense? And then repeat everything. And eventually with time, why? Because if we have that bird, we need seeds for that bird, we need plants that they like, you see? So it's a whole thing to study. So we are not going to implement many birds at every village. Village is going to have a number and they're going to have their own birds, their own bees, according to what they have, that they will survive. So in 5 years, we're going to have many small trees. We're going to have many flowers, shrubs and bushes, right? Many different things. Also herbs and fruits, right? Okay, very good. Okay, so the other thing is for birds that eat fruits. So before they're ready, like in any farm already do that. What they do, they wrap them up or they harvest them. Okay, every fruit. Papayas we're gonna cut. As soon as they get 2 meters tall, we cut them. That's easy. Coconut, they don't bother. They don't go in coconut. So for them to don't spread food in the deserts. Make sense? All right, so the birds won't spread fruit, seeds around. So for everything else, that's easy. We keep them. And inside the village, where we are going to take care of our chickens, so we put the grains free there. That's okay, free. All right. The other thing is for the shelter, floor for the chickens as well, so that will be carpet, wet carpet. You get the water, twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon, and let the water run on those carpets, right? So they can step and won't burn their feet, right? Makes sense? So adults have shoes and the chickens gonna have carpet, but they need to start getting bugs and things. It's all right. So we're gonna have some containers, I believe, shallow containers, and you just grow worms in purpose and put on those things. So they're gonna be pecking there. I think that's the most sustainable. Or between those two carpets right here, this area, right? Between the carpets, we have a line, with those like planters, planters. And, people put those worms whichever time is possible because the planters, can have even some strong, those not really succulents, but it's a type of bush that is very thick. It's look like succulents. They're very thick. They for sure they handle heat well because if the succulents do, they do as well. All right. So You have a plant here, a plant there, right? Between those two carpets. All right, before you release them, you can already poke the holes, right? So 6:10, people need to start working 6:10. They eat their breakfast later, you know, an hour later, 2 hours later, according to their team, you know. But their first little job, an hour job, right? Even before the sunrise for some time of the year. They poke the holes, right? And put the bugs right there, the worms, earthworms, okay? Because chicken they are not vegan, right? So they need grains, they need seeds, but they also need worms. That's how we're gonna do it, all right? So, and then they go straight to these areas, you know, before you release them. Perfect. And on their house or other locations, they have the grains. So, but here will be the plants with earthworms, okay? Earthworms for them can come from anywhere, right? Because as I said another video last year, we have to be careful because some worms, we don't even know if they're actually parasites for the humans, okay? But chickens, they eat even, you know, they eat anything, right? And we need to train them and give them a good diet. So that's how we're gonna do. You put the planters there on the top of the carpet or under the ground, whichever is the best. And some plants around for them to get used to that worms are by the plants. So every meter or so you have that bush, right? That a bush, and then you put the hose, another meter, another plant, and you put the hose. Okay, before they come, they already have the earthworm right there. And those planters gonna be like boxes, maybe 40, let me think, 40 by 80 maybe, or even 40 by 1, 40 by 1, okay? And some time of the year they can put underground so they can stay cooler longer, right? And the earthworms are protected inside. They reproduce inside the greenhouse. Greenhouse have heaters and have air conditioning. Done. You just put them here early in the morning. I just don't know according to the time of the year if it's too cold or too hot because, you know, in the beginning, you know, and we have many different realities. We have the Asian desert, the northern side, and we have Sahara, right? So we have many different realities. No problem. You can put those planters in the ground or above ground, doesn't matter, because, you know, they're not too tall. They are 20 centimeters tall. Done. 20 centimeters tall. We have petroleum, we can make plastic containers. Done. On the future, we can make them with natural matter. But right now, everything that we can make in plastic, of course, we're gonna save natural matter for what? For the compost, right? Because we can't use plastic for that. Make sense? Very good. Here we are and done. Okay, so when we can use, okay, so we have carpet. Every village gonna have their own color all around, their own color of carpet inside. They have this big cemented area here in front of their property outside, 10 by 10 with a number, and they have right here the tower. This 4 meters tower with stairs gonna be right here. Why? Because when they're gonna be like lighthouses for the ocean. They have their things circulating, so they look outside. They are recording inside. They're recording groups of people gonna go outside and come back. And they also gonna record the railroad, what time the train is passing. They're gonna keep track. Train need to honk because trains also going to be monitored, right? On video cameras and also by sound. Everyone of the whole village will know what time it is because they know the railroad, the train pass on this time and that time of the day, right? Okay? Because they go, they come back. Everyone is like that. And then they can drop off and exchange cards, when it's needed. So this village drop off and they pick up another little train when it's time to exchange things, okay? All right? Very good. Okay, so I think we are good. We already talked about praying for everyone. That's mandatory. So people that lost their family members up to 20 years, I think that's reasonable. Up to 20 years, they have to figure out and pray, meditate. Meditate is with themselves, their own family, right? So they have to meditate to figure out if that grandfather, grandmother, or another person of the family pass away, if they already are born or not. So people need to do their own meditation. Meditation is when they figure out things themselves, where they need to be better, their family, right? Plan their day, plan their week, okay? That is meditation. Meditation. The other thing is prayer. We pray in gratitude, or we pray to God, to nature, right? God and nature items, nature things, right? Okay, and gratitude. That's a prayer. And meditation is for their own family and for themselves. All right, very good. Let's see what else we have here. So, a concrete base where plastic cannot go, right? Such as those, the main use, here's an improvement. The main use for concrete walls are where they're really needed, where plastic cannot be used. Okay, so lakes, those ponds we're gonna create everywhere, and those streams, we can use liners with bricks around, right? Big rocks, right? Okay, done. Plastic can be used, okay? So we are going to use concrete where we cannot use plastic, or where they're really needed, such as those big boards among mountains. Remember exactly like those canals on rivers. We're gonna make canals where is needed. We're gonna make canals. We're not letting them go anywhere they want, no, because as I said, we cannot have Sahara to become Sahara again in a few thousands of even 1 million years. We are doing this for eternity, so it needs to be a good plan. Now that we got this opportunity to do this, my friends, we have very smart people in our planet, so everyone has a gift, right? Or because they're smart, or because they have bees, or because they learn about the beavers, or because they learn about birds, or because they are builders, or plumbers, or electricians, or musicians, or they just know about their plants that grow in their area, right? Or they know how to captivate kids, they're great teachers or great parents. Everyone has a gift in our planet, so let's get it done, okay? So we're gonna use concretes for those very important walls. Where? On deserts. Where comes snow, right? Snow turning to water, or places that rain, that we have those monsoons, that we're not losing those minerals. They get the water, get there. They have these big barriers of huge concrete walls. All right. Where is needed, we can make those barriers in plastic. Yes, it works. We slide the plastic 4 meters deep, dig, right? And we slide the plastic and we fill it up. We fill it up with rocks. We need some rocks to make stable. We can't just have sand, because then everything, you don't want to lose. If you get a lot of water, everything just gonna go through, right? But according to the location, we're gonna use concrete walls or slide those plastic panels, right? Okay, so they're huge. They can be even 100 meters, have the same plastic, right? And then we have to figure out how those plastic gonna be very strong. So maybe every 10 meters concrete, or how we gonna do it, you know, mostly for places that come too much water from one way or another. All right, the other thing I didn't say, I think I said once a very long time ago last year, but for every desert, we're going to reforest. Eventually, they're going to have their own springs. Nature is amazing, you know, so we're going to make those streams and lakes now, but eventually spring going to just happen, right? They're going to come from underground, you know. Nature is amazing, and it's going to shoot up that water, even that comes from very different locations. You know, springs can come from flat ground, can come from mountains, can come from different places. As soon as they will have that and water keeps coming, they are going to fill up their own aquifers, right? Makes sense? We have huge aquifers in Africa, already search it up. So it's no problem, even that we have to dig 1 kilometer to find water to make those water wells, no problem. No problem. We do it 1 kilometer deep, no problem, because some are very deep. But we have technology to do it, we have people to do it, everything gonna be free. From petroleum to concrete, we just have to be wise where the concrete is the most needed. But right now, while we have these 2 years for these 194 families, for sure they're going to be really, really smart and help us to figure out in a planet where those concretes are the most needed, and every detail we have been talking about. Okay, so spring's gonna come, rain gonna come, and springs, right? So that is a natural thing for life. Very good. What else we have to, yeah, the water comes from snow melting or from rain seasons, okay, whichever they're coming from, that is fine. Okay, so, and we're gonna use solar panels where it's needed for electricity. So we get these pumps running on the proper timer even. If we can put timer on sprinklers, irrigation, we can put timer for pumps as well. All right, so, and everything for sure gonna last many decades, you know, because we're gonna have different solar panels, different pumps, you know, maybe 2 pumps for before we move, right? Because right now we can fix them, but I believe, you know, we can do 2 pumps for every water well. If one break, the other is right there. While people fix one, the other is still working. All right, so 2 pumps for every water well. Make sense? If anything happen, if one break while the village fix, because everyone gonna be an expert in something, right? As soon, even to sign up, everyone gonna be expert in something. Great. So we have 2 pumps for every water well. Great? All right. So everyone gonna have plenty of water. And of course, we're gonna have those tanks, those water reservoirs everywhere, and extra water. Because even that 2 break, in case, you know, we still have water for at least 4 days from each pump. So that's fine. We're going to have plenty of reservoirs. All right. We're not going to have that type of reservoir that is, amianto. I don't know the chemical they have. We can have regular plastic containers, you know, very big ones, underground, I think, and on the roof, on the ceilings, you know, right here on the ceilings of those apartments. You know, I think that's really sustainable, you know, to have those 2 water wells with those arrows. So everyone, whichever they are, you know, if they're already there this 5 years or they're moving to one, the pattern is the same. They already know. One, they know it comes from the ceiling, and the other one, they know that come from underground. So nobody ever gonna burn their hands when they're washing their hands. And children, young children up to 7 years old that can move in 2 years, you know, parents and teachers gonna already start talking to them, because or now or after. We're not, they're not going now for 2 years. They wait the 5 years. Make sense? They wait for the 5 years, you know, because then their children is not so little anymore. Okay? All right, they wait for their 5 years and then they move. But the parents, teachers already going to start talking about that. Okay? According to the supporting city they are located, you know, we already have an idea what time of the day they use the other one. You know, one is still colder, the other is the hot one. Okay? All right, my friends. So we got here one more page. What? Posted. So please type everything. Have those videos, and please talk, send emails to people that can do, they do harmonious shows, shows, right? With good music, English songs. Talk to them to do fundraising events for us, you know, so we can have as soon as possible our piloting places for everything. So we need a school for every age level. We need a thrift store. We need a restaurant. You know, we need a city office, right? All those basic things. Please talk to them. Okay, we really appreciate. And the other thing, please also talk to those doctors that have very good videos for them to improve a little something here, something there, to make our videos. Or you please do the videos, okay? Because most videos we have them about the plants, about the nutrition, about those deserts, about anything that you're an expert on. Get your family, your friends, make those videos and let us know. Okay? All right, my friends. So here we are. It's a gift to have your participation. Oh, come, my friends, and sing with us. Oh, come, my friends, and sing with us. Oh, come, my friends, and plant food gardens with us. Oh, come, my friends, and plant food gardens with us. Oh, come, my friends, and wave our peace flags. Oh, come, my friends, and wave our love flags. Oh, 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 come, my friends, united we are. Oh, come, my friends, united we are. Now the girls and ladies sing. Oh, come, my friends, and hold our hands. Oh, come, my friends, let's work united. Oh, come, my friends, let's hold our hands. Oh, come, my friends, let's work united. Oh, 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 come, my Let's get our seeds and plant them with love. Let's get our seeds and plant them with love. Let's plant our seeds and share them with all countries. Let's plant our seeds and share them with all countries. Because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one, because we are one humanity, we are one. Can you repeat everything? We all have a gift, we all have a gift. Let's share what we have, let's share what we have. We all have a gift, we all have a gift. Let's share what we have with all countries, with all families, with all countries, with all families of our humanity, with all families of our humanity, with all countries of our planet Earth, with all families of all countries. We share with all countries of our humanity, because we are one. Because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one, because we are one planet, because we are one, because we are one planet, because we are one, because we are one, because we are one. Because we are one humanity, because we are one, because we are one planet, because we are one. We bring what we have, it's here to share. You bring what you have and it's here to share. We bring what we have and it's here to share. You bring what you have and it's here to share. Because we are one, one humanity, we are one. Because we are one, our humanity, we are one. Because we are one planet Earth, because we are one. Because we are one planet Earth, because we are one. Oh, 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 because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one. We hold hands united, we work united, because we are one. Because we are one. Let's wave our peace flags, let's wave our peace flags, let's wave our love flags, let's wave our love flags. Because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one, because we are one, because we are one. Because we are one planet, because we are one. Oh, 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 oh. Because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one. Because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one. Oh, 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 because we are one, because we are one, because we are one humanity, because we are one. All these songs are gonna improve. Okay, don't worry. I'm just already recording, putting our channel for you to have an idea. And as soon as I have time, we're gonna get organized with my new husband. We're gonna have time, okay? All right, we see you soon. I'm getting married, so we're gonna have a break for a few days. We're gonna go on vacation, okay? But you already have a good update for all those videos posted in May 2023. Because now, after a few days vacation, we're gonna focus at the conference only, okay? A very few videos we're gonna still post that say hi, right? Okay? But we have a lot of work to do to receive these beautiful families, our conference families, teachers, from our planet Earth, 194 from 194 different countries. Okay, let's get ready. See you soon. You see, I don't know if you can see the sunset, almost sunset, but I'm gonna see if I can show you a little better at my porch. All right, let's get going, my friends. Okay, let me see if I can show you. So, here it is. Look how beautiful. Oh, now you can see, right? Okay, look how beautiful. And here my sprouts, look my cuttings. Look how beautiful. Look, all growing, ready to go on the ground, and we are waiting. And those I just collected every day. I walk around this big block and I get what I can, you see? And here's lychee, because it was drying out too much, so I put a little water to maintain. Those that were already sprouting in the rain, they are from Tababuia, so I put them here and hopefully will work. And here I got some from the other day. Look, they're sprouting, so I brought home, right? I don't want to lose them because landscape company go and mow the grass. So I didn't want them to die. But look, all of them, look how beautiful. They're sprouting, my friends. Look how beautiful everywhere. I just need the containers and many, many volunteers to help us out, so we can plant them and share. All right, I just have to change the water every other day so the water won't get bad, right? Okay, we see you soon, my friends. Thank you. Other thing is for the height of the plants. We're gonna make establishment for everything points, right? But this here is too expensive. Look, 3-4 feet is almost $120. That's impossible. Gonna be too many zeros. We don't want that. So everything gonna be a few points, very low, because we are sharing with all countries anyways. We're gonna do the best we can anyways. We have to count points so people will have effort to go and get those seeds of all types from their own county. But we're gonna establish how much for herbs, for roots, for seeds, okay? Because you're getting from your own county, you're not going far away. All right, so we're gonna establish, it's like clothes and shoes, gonna be one price list for everyone. So for this beginning, we're gonna make a price list for the first year. I think that's an improvement here. And then after this first entire year of will be 2024, right, year and a half, and then we make a new price list. Okay, so this first price list is based on what I already said. And here this region I live, because we have to start somewhere, right? But then we have a whole year to evaluate with the new families, right? And have a new price list posted for all countries, for everything, for clothes, for points, okay? All right, very good. Let's get ready. My friends, so here is how we are going to have the base for this first year until the end of 2024, year and a half, from the organization launching day until the end of 2024. So $10 will be for every 40 centimeters of the plant, and $5 will be for every 20 centimeters of the plant. Okay, so, and if you have 10 centimeters, let's do Let's do $2 because we can't have 2.5. We're not having a half for anything. Okay? Yeah, it should be, right? Let's keep $2. Every 10 centimeters is $2. Okay? All right, so here we already have a good base for all the trees of all types. Let's make one flat price because some is hardwood, some is softwood, some is hard to find. People might go to a farm far away, get many urban buses. That's fine if they know a place, you know, and they talk to the person. Maybe the person are elders and need to get rid of the farm, you know, so they're calling their friends. So go ahead, get those urban buses and pick up those seeds. All right? Or even seedlings. Maybe many are sprouting right there underneath that tree. Get them, right? Okay? Fruit trees or native trees, doesn't matter. Let's get those as a standard and we go from there. Let's get ready. Okay, my friends, so everywhere we need a group of different plants, right? Different families. Okay, so mosses, right? Seedless vascular plants, gymnosperms that are cone-bearing seeds, and angiosperms, flowering seed plants. All right, those are the basic plant kingdom. Okay, when we establish the family for each one, it will be forbidden for anyone to go and say, look, we have to make another family because of this, and that. We don't need that because we have hundreds of families, right? Several hundreds of families. So we don't want, you know, botanists to separate them afterwards. When we decide on what they are, we're going to make a good study and study again and improve and check. Everything going to be like that. It will be forbidden for anyone in future centuries, decades, centuries, millenniums, or eternity to come and say, look, this we can do like that or like this. Forbidden even to talk about, you know, because we need to have basic things that the students gonna learn and keep in their minds. Our objective is not to keep separating families, you know, plant families and this and this and that. No, the main thing for us to be happy on earth is just to know the basics, okay? Specialists, and then they can study more details, but it's forbidden for people to keep adding things afterwards of any type anywhere. All right, very good. So for any area, you know, for diseases, for sickness, anything like that, we're gonna learn the basics and know details about. The documentary is gonna teach what the health problems we have in different continents, different areas, right? Even for mosquito transmissible viruses, you know, and many other things, but we are not going to create because it's going to be forbidden to be a scientist. That is a career we are not going to have anymore. You know, we are the scientists ourselves now and done. Whichever we decide is done. Okay, as soon as those books start to be printed, we can make improvement until 10 years. You know, for this international constitution, for all curriculum, for all grades, up to 10 years, we're going to make modification. After that, we're going to print them in the best ink possible for the deposit rooms that they're going to open up every 500 years, and also for ourselves now, right? Okay, but will be forbidden to touch up anything. Even for types of sewing points, you know, the stitches for crochet, for any, even for machines, we're gonna already establish, we're gonna use this, and that, and not this, and that. So everyone gonna really know properly how to do it, and it's forbidden to be searching, be a scientist, or even for simple things, as I just said, for stitches. create new ways of sewing or doing crochet, okay? All right, I think that's really positive, really sustainable. We decide and then it's done, okay? All right, so the other thing here we have one group, 2, 3, 4. And here we have 8. Let's read this 8. About the same, right? Yeah, about the same. So as soon as we go over these details, we're going to let you know. We're going to decide in 4 and 8, but then we don't touch up anymore. That's what I want to say, because we have different people saying different things, classes, or the other people say families, right? The classification for this family or that family. It's crazy. If you really think, you see, just a quick search. So that's what we're going to do. All right, my friends, very good. I really appreciate your participation. Please subscribe right now. Don't forget, and put your thumbs up, for all these awesome videos we have. And we, the headquarters, here's another improvement. We will make all the videos, right? And you can get ready to offer any update needed at the end. After 2 years or so, we're gonna start, receiving 2 or 5 years. We're gonna start receiving people that are specialists in the area. If they want to make a little detail improvement here, they're gonna let you know. At the end of 2 years or 5 years, other specialists of the planet, they're gonna have opportunity. But we're going to let you know when that will happen. All right, probably in 2 years. So at the end of 2025, after the end of 2025. Okay, my friends, very good. We really appreciate your participation. Please share our work and put your thumbs up for all our videos. Thank you. Look at this one. Here, they're separating 12 plant divisions. So we have here the liverworts, hornworts, mosses, ferns, horsetails, cycads, ginkgos, conifers, and gnetophyters. That seems good. There's more to come. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Alright, so we're gonna have all these different types of plants. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna call them. And we already talked about tall, very tall trees that will be used as a mountain, as a barrier, and which ones we're gonna use to fall and renew that whole area that they fall. So we need those 2 types of tall trees as well. Okay, so we got one more thing posted. Okay, yeah, let's get ready. And here we have, oh, that's just a type of plant, lupine, that is used to cover deserts. I think they're using now in Iceland. That's very good. Yeah, Iceland. So it's very good. I think they grow, about 2 meters a year. They keep covering the desert, but they are invasive. They have a lot of seeds and things like that. But they also are nitrogen fixer, so this is really good. And very good for other plants. The thing is that after they cover up, we're gonna introduce trees there. That's what we have to figure out. Okay, so the irrigation rings, we already talked about that. So will be 1 kilometer diameter, right? Diameter, so they are 500 radial. So water wells, we're gonna dig how much is needed. 1 kilometer deep, 2 kilometers deep, doesn't matter, but they're gonna be straight. We're not sending water to other desert villages, okay? And in the center of the continent, whichever is needed, We're gonna make those water wells with pump and solar panels always too, so they keep watering that area, right, the best as possible for many years, right, until one day they break down. So we're gonna put very good, very small solar panels, but very good ones. You know, one day they break, they're gonna eventually be corroded, right? But that's okay, will be just very small pieces. You know, I think that's plenty just to pump the water. As soon as two different ones, we leave them there, that's fine. Eventually, you know, the solar panel's gonna be break down without maintenance and everything, you know, eventually, but that's okay, right? They're not huge, okay? So that's fine. We are going to have them for those water wells to keep watering the area needed, okay? All right. What else? Yeah, flash floods, we are going to make those barriers like steps. They're called desert steps, right? So they're about 2 meters or even larger, and then comes another layer, 2 meters, another layer, and some layers like this and some like that. You see, they intercalate each other, something like that, right? Okay, and then all the way down, what we're gonna put all the way down where needed, right there on the flood, you know, we put those concrete barriers so they will last there for millenniums, right? Concrete thick boards. And where it's not that bad, we're just gonna put plastic liners, thick, very thick plastic. They're gonna last for many decades until one day they break down. They will be underground, so they're not going to be that bad. As soon as they're thick, where needed, we put 2 layers, 2 liners, 2 plastic liners, one beside each other, okay? Or even 4, because we have a lot of petroleum, we can make plastic liners easily. Okay, so and we are going to make small dams everywhere is needed. Leave them alone, you know. If they overflow, the water pass, that's fine, but we keep that area humid, we keep that area with some plants on the top, right, those plants. Some area on those big dams, some areas with the mud and those plants, another area with other plants, right? We just build those places, and eventually they're gonna have dirt everywhere on the bottom. But we plant those different species, and most as possible those plants that lilies, huge lilies, right, like they have in Amazon, medium lilies, small lilies, because they avoid evaporation, but they keep that whole area cool. They keep that whole area moist, you know, they evaporate and eventually gonna come the rain, right? So it's an ecosystem that, and when they overflow, right, fine, that water keep going, no problem, you know, no problem. As soon as the holes are big, you know, in the proper location, they reach that level, fine, the river continues. Not for electricity, those huge dams, all gonna be put down. We are not going to have any huge dam. Those huge dams that we can cut, break only the top, they can stay, you know, and we're gonna use the bottom part. Those that cannot, we just, you know, yeah, I'm sure we can do that, because some are huge, make no sense. The best is to explode everything and make a new one, you know, make a new one on the side, a proper medium and small ones, right? And then eventually you just send the river to another location. Makes sense, you know, and overflow water go, you know, because some make no sense. The most you know, ridiculous thing people make on nature that's really not needed. But small, medium ones is fine, okay? Very good. We're also not sending electricity far away. Every desert village gonna make electricity for themselves, all right? For themselves. And people at the beach gonna also make electricity for themselves. We're not sharing electricity with other counties. Everyone make their own electricity with the solar panel they have, and everyone gonna save and use the least as possible. Let's see here what else. So I think I already talked about that. Drip hoses already talked. So here we are, one more page already posted. All right, my friends, let's keep going. Let's see what's next. All right, so it's mandatory for Sundays and Mondays to pray for water in the desert. Yeah, we're gonna need some days for rain. So I think Sunday is a good day, right? At the desert, so everyone after 5 years they can visit their neighbors. Not now. Now people gonna stay at their own village. There's enough to do, and people gonna be exhausted. They can rest on Sunday, so they're gonna be right there, and they're gonna have their little special place gonna be called a restaurant, and it's a gazebo, and people offer what they have just to for people to have different jobs to plant during the week, and also on the weekends to serve others, because it's a job that every county will have, is the restaurant. And thrift store we can do once a month just to have fun, right? And people to start learning how it is thrift stores work when they go to the beach eventually, right? Okay, and people that arrive also. So thrift stores, because children grow, they don't use their clothes anymore, they're too tight. So once a month, thrift store. Every weekend, restaurant, And the restaurant to start with gonna be the same as nature events, right? Restaurant equal nature events. And I do the special parties, events, and anniversaries, and weddings, and special birthdays, right? Okay, we have the birthday at the regular cafeteria for every one of that month. But the special birthdays, remember a video I posted a long time ago? You can make something special to start with. They're right there at their own hotel property, right? And afterwards, as soon as it's safe and organized, more trees, and then we're gonna have outside. Gonna have trees, gonna be cooler, right? We can have the restaurant outside. But right now, it's a gazebo right here inside. And for the first year or two, gonna be their own cafeteria, that's fine. Okay, and the thrift store, the same way. The thrift store gonna be at the cafeteria once a month at, for 2 hours. People bring, people pick up, it's everything free for everyone, is done. All right, and of course, people also gonna learn how to sew new things. They're gonna receive fabric, right? And so they receive fabrics and they send back some plants, right? Plants in gratitude and exchange, because we can't have cotton planted at the deserts right now, right? Okay, so it makes sense. People receive ready fabric to sew, cotton and synthetic, and they will send back the seeds, cotton planted seeds, planted or the seed itself. All right, and people also gonna send them cotton seeds to make strings for crochet, cotton crochet, a little thicker, right? Okay, so they're gonna take out from the seeds, start learning, the students gonna plant them, and then send back to places we can plant them in the soil, right? I believe it's better to send the seeds, but we can also send plants. So trays of pots, come back, right? Okay, all right. So And here a few words on how we are going to recharge water wells with those big steps, right? Those big steps coming from snow, right, melting on spring, or from floods that they happen as well, right? Some flash floods that they call, that happen in desert. So step barriers, that they are going to be a little round like that, or yeah, it needs to be, they stop right here, they stop. So some of them to start, it's not much water, right? They can start little, but as they go down, they don't go the way, because then we make too much pressure if we have all of them at the center, the water overflow and pass. And here we're gonna plant proper different trees, right? So I believe that, and grasses and bushes, right? So to give that structure, so we have the liner, the plastic liner, where it's possible, where it's not possible, we're gonna have the proper concrete right there, according to how soft. So more sandy it is, more concrete we're gonna use, and more rocky, right, area, we're gonna use the plastic liners. Sandy, we will use concrete. And for places that are more rocky, more sturdy, we're gonna use plastic liners. All right, so first we have to plant, remember I said small trees, and also those that can handle the heat and the cold of the night. All right, and second, the ones for everything else grows taller or grows with more aerated roots, right? They spread more their roots, okay, like that. So first gonna be a lot of palm trees, things that survive. That's the main thing. Coconut trees, right? So at the 18th year, we just cut them out. All right, and won't leave any food there. Okay, all right, very good, my friends. Here we are. More info updated. And today is May 29th, 2020. We already talked about that, so that is done. Let me write so, for us to make sure. And here we are. We just have a few more pages, and we'll come back in a minute. Let's talk about this very quick. So we already talked about flower, grasses, shrubs, trees, and everything. First, what can handle? That's an improvement. First, what can handle, and for trees that grow slower, right? Second, everything else. Okay? Very good. Even that we can already send those seeds and plants to get adjusted and be used at the greenhouses. But of course, priorities for food. To stay at greenhouses, priorities for food. Okay? All right, let's see here what else. The inside options for restaurant and pool for fun time. Outside options is to visit their outside area with swings, zip lines. If they have a mountain, okay, make a zip line, playground outside, So all this in 5 years, after 5 years, they're gonna have more options outside. But not for these first 5 years. For these first 5 years, people will have fun inside their hotel village. Saturday, Sunday, they can go to the pool, they can have a small playground there for all the kids, up to 14 years old. Kids can play on a playground. They're gonna be strong and sturdy in wood, so they can handle heat, and we're gonna grow some trees close to this playground to make shade. Everything gonna be properly organized. Have water, those water that I told you for the rest area with those fish swimming. We're gonna have right there. We're gonna have right there on the bottom of this playground. That will be fine, you know, imagine. And then they slide, they go down the slide and they fall in the water. So, you know, kids can have their feet barefoot when they are in those water, of course, right? So it's no gravel, nothing. It's the clear painted cement little pools or with liners, okay? And about 20 centimeters of water gonna be fine. The kids gonna have fun. Those places they can have barefoot. At the deserts, right? At the deserts, those places gonna be called pool or playground pool, okay? All right, let's see what else. So they see their plants, listen to explanations, you know, shows gonna start, right? For now, everything gonna be inside the cafeteria. A class want to do a special something because we need special something. The movie night, that's every Friday and Saturday for different age groups, right? Also, everything gonna be right there, this cafeteria, okay? All right. So the desert families, 2 Sundays after the first 5 years, right? They go out to their neighbor village, right? Hotel property. Okay? So number 1, they go to the left village inside. Second option, they go to the right village inside. The third option, they go to their left village outside. And the fourth option, they go to the right village outside. You see? Outside, inside, but only after 5 years. Makes sense? Because right now people are getting used. We don't even have trees. We don't even have shade. So they stay right there, down cafeteria, this playground, and should be good. The playground, of course, going to be covered, you know, with plastic first. And then comes a canvas, you know, thick plastic, and then a thick canvas. And then a palm fronds, you know. So, or bamboos before, right? I think we need 4 layers. Okay, so they have bamboos first, trellises of bamboo, right? They just put on the top, right, of those triangle roofs, like a. All right, we are going to use those straps, you know, so a few different people similar number can use, because some people go, some people come back, right? So I mean, some people can use in the morning, some people can use in the afternoon. That is the one we're gonna use because it has 1, 2 strips and no more. You see, we don't need 3, it's only 2. But we are not going to use like that, you know. I think it's reasonable to use the boots, you know, the rubber boots, because they're lightweight and they protect a bit more against the animals and things. So that's what we're gonna do, okay? I think that's really good. And the other one is for flip-flops. Remember this type of flip-flops we have? So let's go have an idea. So a quick review, not 3, we're gonna use only 2. And we're gonna share for morning team and afternoon team to be used at the deserts. All right, very good. All right, the other thing we're gonna use is this type of slides. You know, they have bumps on the top, bumps underneath. You know, we just need for them to be really strong and never stay on the sun. So they will last for many, many years. All right, those will be also good. People are going to the pool, come back, they can use them, right? People, even in greenhouses, they can use them. So their feet is not with socks and boots all day long. So they can use those type of things, because at the greenhouses inside the hotel property, gonna have walls all around. So for sure, after 2 months or so, we can start using them. For sure, we have nothing, no bugs, nothing inside, right? I mean, not bugs, not the problem. The problem is scorpions, right? Okay, so maybe after 6 months, maybe we wait 6 months. Oh, the arriving carpet gonna be really well checked, you know, and vacuum again really well, right? I think it makes sense, you know, so for sure they won't have anything hidden, you know, even if they come, they're in deposit rooms. So people, before they send those carpet rolls, they have to vacuum them really well, right? And even wash them, that's fine, you know, dry them and sand them in very thick plastic bags. The plastic bag come back for these deposit rooms to keep sending more carpet, okay? All right, so that will be very good, you know. So these are made by Adidas, so they're very good. They have bumps on both sides, so we'll give circulation to the people, right? Because they're gonna use these heavy boots on the other time of the day, the other half of the day, right? So one side will be really good for circulation, activate the pores there, right, on the sole of the feet, and also the other side also have bumps, and they are good for against the heat of the soil. Very good. Now let's talk about the desert. That was yesterday. The desert carpet for the chickens. So instead of having these pots, because the chicken's gonna walk around, right, gonna mess them up, and so what we are going to do, we're going to have carpets, and we let the water run about 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Those, you know, we're gonna have shade but start to get hot, you know, so we let the water flow gently on those carpet. Those carpet gonna have a little hay, a little mulch, right? And people in the morning just threw the earthworms, a few earthworms there for them to eat. Other worms they might raise inside the greenhouse, right? Okay, so they will get used to digging, you know, a little bit on this hay, on this mulch. And we have, the idea is to have, how you call, to have some bricks all around this enclosure they will be at, right? Make sense? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We get, so whichever the enclosure is for them, we're going to start slow with the chickens, right? To get used and see how they're doing, get adjusted while some trees grow close by to give them a better shade, right? But they're going to have a shade right away, as every other one. A cover of plastic, you know, very clear plastic so we can see if any snake going to be hidden there, right? Underneath, okay, very clear one, bright yellow, bright orange, right? And for sure not green or blue. Okay, done. And then a very thick layer of canvas, right? Because that's also good. And then another cover of bamboo, right? Trellis made. You just flip them, you know, you get in parts and just put them around this gazebo. Will be like a gazebo, right? Okay, so we got the bamboo, and then another layer of palm fronds. The palm fronds can even hang on a side a little bit and even give some more shade, you know, so they will be longer, right? And they are not going to be, the roof is not going to be like that because not needed. Gonna be more open, you know, the gazebo's not too tall, just for a person to come in, done, because then they have more shade space. All right, so we are going to have carpet here. The carpet have some barriers with bricks, so the mulch won't get out of this enclosure, and also the carpet gonna help to keep that mulch into place and not just go towards, if the water come this way, right, won't run away. All right, I think that's the best. And we are not using the grass, the plastic grass, you know, those carpet grass, because they are spiky and it won't help much with their feet. So we are just going to use the regular carpet. Can be a little, even a little thicker, a little fuzz, you know, that's okay. Right? A little fuzz, it's all right. So they're a little bumpy here and there, not perfectly straight. All right, we're going to put mulch. First the carpet, right? We're going to put the carpet, then we're going to put some mulch, we're going to put some hay. And as I forgot, I don't know the word now, forgot. As they mess around, you know, going to be piles of here, piles of there. It's okay, but the water going to be coming about 10 a.m. or so when it starts to get hot, and gently run. So when they build, it needs to be a little diagonal, this floor. And this sand is not going to move. This little inclination is not going to move because the carpet's right there. Perfect, right? Okay. And then, of course, on the area where the water runs, going to be all those bricks, right? Until here. So, okay, you have chicken wires. So that's where they go. So they get some sun, but not plain sun, and I think it's perfect. The other thing we can have for the chickens, just in one area, you know, the rest area on the fields, you remember the ring? We're going to start in one area. So, for example, here's the whole property, right? We're going to call now county, desert county, and desert hotel property. So property and property. This way we know exactly what we're talking about. All right, so here we have the rings, right? That they have to accomplish, right? During those years, right? So let's say more or less 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. We have lanes here, right? And eventually some around, all right? But just for the rings, that's how gonna be, all right? So let's say the here towards the front is the hotel, right? Here's the helicopter parking lot. And here's that tower, the lighthouse, right? Lighthouse tower, 4 meters tall, with a little stairs that reach that. So people can film, you know, and actually the camera keeps going around and filming. Or maybe not, I don't know that part. But all our cameras, remember, all our cameras, they are what? They are in color. They listen to any noise, right? And all of them is for day and night vision. So we really gonna be covered with everything really well. The only thing I don't know if it's better to have the one running around, right? Or the one that's stable. And all of them, it's for movement. They detect movement. And all of them will be checked monthly. On the first Tuesday of the month and the next days. Okay, that is the startup. Maybe 2 days, right? Or 4. Yeah, 4 days. The next 4 days. Okay, the first Tuesday and then till Friday, and till Friday. Okay, so on that Monday, no, let's do first Monday of the month, and for that till Friday, the whole week. Okay, so the whole week it's camera checkup. All right, all those places. So let's say here's the plantation, right? Sorry, I think it's better the hotel to be here, right? It's gonna be much bigger, this land. Because if this is 1 kilometer, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we still have some places around. Okay, so here, And here's the flags, remember? Here are the flags, the property flags, and they have for both sides, and here they have for both counties, right? They have both colors, right? So whichever is this one and whichever is that next one, they have hang down, you know, so they're more like panels instead of flag that comes with the wind, they just are hung, like they have a stand, so they have one hung here and one hang there with their number information everywhere. All right, so here's the railroad, right? And over there's on the property. But what we are going to do, all these locations have a little solar panel here. We need water on the feet anyways, right? So we got that pump. We have one part of this location with steam, you know, little drips of water falling. So the chickens are too hot, they come here, gonna be cooler, more shaded area, and with these drips coming. At the rest area, that's gonna be right here, the center, so they help everyone, they serve everyone, right? So to start with is right there, the center, okay? And a second one can be built right on the side. You know, in the future will be more teams working in the field, right, instead of greenhouses so much. Okay, so they also have that dripping area, you know, and all of them gonna have this water here, right? Here's not really ponds, you know, because chickens don't like that. It's just a little bit to keep moving that water and stay the carpet cool. Here we are going to have the pond, the actual pond with water and a proper liner. Okay, so here's a little different. I think this one is the best, is to have a proper plastic liner. Here, yes, we need a plastic liner under the carpet, right? So the water won't drain everything, goes this way because that's the way we want. Perfect. And here you have all these containers, right? Right there where the water goes. And these containers, we already have the plants growing down towards the chicken, right? And here people walk, okay? So they will, these branches falling down, and you put some mulch there, will start getting adjusted to the soil. You're gonna create those things everywhere, right? In all those paths, you know, you're gonna, beside those carpets, you know, until the hotel, you know, you're gonna have those lanes, carpet lanes, right? Those carpet lanes going everywhere. Okay, so here we'll be planting, because eventually the sun comes this way, right? So here's east, right? Oh, the hotel gonna be this way. All right, so here's planting area, not the hotel. The hotel land gonna be towards the back, and the planting area for food, you know, other crops that we can grow, gonna be right in front. That will be perfect, okay? So the helicopter is still here, right beside the hotel. All helicopters that stand by 10 meters, gonna have the number, you know, the code. Remember when I told you the code? You know, we start right here for Sahel, we start A, B, C, D, remember? And then right here, how we did it, to be really the same here, A, B, C, D, E, going this way, right? Okay, so we are good? Quick review, the planting gonna be in front of the hotel, in front of the hotel property, and we're gonna have 4 big fields and those paths all in carpet, you know, going everywhere. Each hotel village have their colors everywhere, you know, and here this middle gonna be also paths, right? Path, okay? All right, this is for a regular flat land. In places that have mountains, right? Okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna dig, cut the mountain away, keep some, make the barriers, right? We already talked about that. So most of the cases. It's one that is flat, right? The properties that are flat. Sorry, get blurred sometimes. Let me see. Got good now, right? Oops, not good. Okay, good now. So we have properties that are flat and properties that have mountain to make all those adjustments. Okay? All right? So, but some properties are big, right? Yeah, because we have to divide exactly the same 5 square kilometers for everywhere at all deserts and all semi-arid land. So this way we know on satellites will be easy to monitor. Okay, so if they have mountains at one of their location, okay, they're gonna take care. We have some people taking care of those mountains, some other already planting in areas that are already good, already flat, right? So they will install, one of these 4 areas should work, right? If everything it's mountains around, okay, just make it reasonable, right? You can put the hotel here closer to the railroad, that's fine, okay? All right, if really needed. Otherwise, we're gonna keep this pattern. Why? Because of course it's easier for people to walk to different locations. But if it's a bunch of mountains right in the middle, then they go around, they walk around. Okay, so details like that, we just make best reasonable, or we just jump that area. Okay, so let's talk about if it's a mountain range, because we have some in Asia, quite a lot, right? Okay, so you get that 5 kilometers, 5, 5, and 5. All of them are 5 kilometers, 5 square kilometers. Okay, and then you got a mountain range, okay? All right, so let's say everything here is a mountain range, right? No problem. The next 5 people, gonna start digging, whichever is possible. What they're gonna do? They're gonna make harmonious, explode the top, keep the bottom because it's sustainable against the wind, or even almost towards the top. What they're gonna do? They need some for soil, right? They need to bring a little bit to enrich somewhere soil. The trains go, the trains come back with anything that's needed, that's already decided. Water, soil, they just hook up the different trailers that they need. Makes sense, right? Great. All right, and then they dig, explode, or carve, whichever is the necessity of that location. They bring to the railroad, right? The railroad, actually the railroad is here. Every 2 is a railroad. Remember we talked about that? But on a satellite, we print a map and everything should be exactly the same. Okay, so we are not making hotels, for example, these 2, that might be even 10 different 5 kilometers, right? 2 or 10 or 20, or even the whole thing, right? 20 here, 20 there. Okay, all right, but we need people. So if really needed, they make a campsite somewhere, right? Whichever is available close to the railroad. Not there, that's too far because 5 kilometers away from the railroad. All right, they make a campsite somewhere and start what? Digging, organizing to receive the people, the village afterwards, the hotel village afterwards. Okay? All right, very good then, my friends. Here we are. What else I have to say? So every village gonna have their code according to their location. This is one code. This is one code. The second code here, the second code is their biome. So on their flag, when you make those flags that I said here, right? They have different colors. So one side of the property is one hotel, and the other side of the property is another flag, another hotel. Remember, they're gonna have their number, right? They're gonna have their name, and they're going to have east, everyone that's east, and everyone that is west, 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 west. Here, east, east, east. They start the code with the east dot or forward slash. Yeah, forward slash, I think it's more visible. Everything needs to be really visible. Okay, so they stop right here, the center, right? All deserts the same exact way. We're gonna divide them. All right, but this second one is based on the biome. Okay, so if we have people checking for their location, right? People gonna be checking their YouTube and also visiting them in person, you know, to check organization assistant teams gonna check. Okay, but most job gonna be checking the YouTube and also cameras, how they're doing, right? Okay, all right. Here as well, we need people checking their YouTube, experts in biomes. It's not experts in the location, safety, you know. You see, here is the team checking all those villages, checking for safety. So they are Department 10, right? Department 10. And here is people checking for the natives, right? So it's the Department for Reforestation and Biodiversity. You see? So this is the second code they're gonna have on these flags. They're gonna have all the basics right there. And also at this helicopter site, I think it's better to do 20 by 20 parking lot for these helicopters. Why? Because when the helicopters come in and out, they have a space to bring things or to pick up people or whichever it is, right? Or to drop off things, or even from the railroad, you know. So they're gonna be close. That's not going to work because the hotel can't be 2 kilometers away from the railroad. Yeah, we have to figure that out. So, yes, let's improve, my friends. I'm very sorry. Okay, so those are for the, so we already talked about the mountains, right? Whichever the mountain range is located for 10, 20, or even, 50 or 100 villages, right? Counties, desert counties, all those mountains, they just do the best they can, right? And they jump that. That's fine. They stop, the railroad is stopped right here. The campsite is here until they dig or improve and go around. If the other line, it's already on their way because you have too many mountains, oh well, just make good sense. Remember I said you make a second adjustment, right? But this is just not too many, okay? You make a second adjustment, that's fine. If it's not really a thick or tall mountain range, whichever, maybe the train goes here in the middle, right? Because when you look online, maybe that's the best option, but how they're gonna dig and make that happen? Because we need good places for 20 years. So if that mountain, we are just getting a little bit for soil, of course we don't need to plant trees there. Okay, we make a campsite here, make them harmonious, that we have to do, make them harmonious, and get a little soil that's needed, explode a little bit. So 1 for soil needed, right? Minerals, right, that we need to bring to other areas. What's the second need? The second need to explode them, it's to be harmonious. All right, that's the only 2 needs for explosion, so they just explode the top a little bit, Nowadays, technology is amazing. You know, the helicopters can drop bombs there, you know, if they have some way to keep them there, right? And explode them again and again. You know, nowadays we have all this technology that can help us to explode maybe one or another, just to be harmonious, as I said, or for soil, for minerals that we need. Okay, very good. Now let's talk. So this is already, we talked a lot, right? We're just gonna make whichever adjustment is needed or go around, even twice is fine. Now let's talk about flats. So here we have those, they are 1 kilometer diameter. 1 kilometer diameter. So they are so they are 2 kilometers from this line, right? And then yeah, I thought 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. It's all right. I guess people need to get a cart. What is better? For people to walk, I have to think about. Because all places gonna be 6 divisions, right? So 2 kilometers, 2, and 1. Okay, let's think about, and we talk to you soon. Any shoe sole that you have, extra sole, you know, to fit in, you please keep them because they're going to be very useful for places that are too hot. Okay, so they're also good for flat shoes, you know, for elders. Okay, you keep them. Very good. The other thing that is forbidden to fold, capri pants or pants itself, you see, it's forbidden. When you do your PSAP, did you already check? You know, they have to sew them properly. Every family will have Tuesday and Saturday sewing day. Okay, and students gonna learn to do at their own schools. You have to do that. The other thing, for any adjustment on words that need it, you make them properly. So let's say here. So here say, love God, right? When you go inside, they have this little tiny fabric to hold the embroidery. But what is missing? Is missing nature. So you have to make any improvement to any clothes to be harmonious, to have peace and love, right? So what you're gonna do, you have to embroider and try the same writing and write love nature, okay? Because that's the only way that we are going to really make people to think what harmonious and peaceful things means, right? Okay, so all your clothes, words and sentences are harmonious, then you have to improve them all. So every Tuesday and Saturday we are going to have at residential communities those sewing machines and embroidery machines and also sewing by hand, okay? And a little class for the most basic, that's the crochet for the mobile, right? That we have to hang some origami, seeds, right? Okay, very good. And at schools, middle and high schools have all these things as well. And as Waldorf schools, since kindergarten, they're 4 years old, they start already sewing something, felt, cotton felt. And 3.5 years old, we already start using thick needles without point, just for the wooden beads, plastic beads, colorful things. Very good, here we are. Okay, my friends, any container that you may have, keep it with the top, because it helps to avoid evaporation for the first few days, right? For germination, you can put in a paper towel, and you can also put in Ziploc bags. But keep plastic, transparent plastic of any type. The soft one, like sealable bags, and also containers like this. You know, those with holes, and also those without holes, because those with holes you can already use for planting. And those here without holes you can use for sprouting. Very good. Let's get going. And very careful with your soap little pumps, right? Because they have to be used for all those years, 20 years. We're gonna use them. They have these little springs there, these aluminum springs go round and round, you see? All right, make sure, kids don't mess around. It's forbidden to mess around. You can refill, use again, refill, use again. If it's too thick, always use entirely, put few drops of water and then use for 1 or 2 more days. That little bit left, right? And before you put a new one. Do not mix soaps, because some are heavier than others. Some you're gonna need to dilute a little bit to be able to use with those types, okay, of little pumps, all right? And the other pump, you make sure, you talk to the children, teens, and they never mess up. We have to use them. You see those types as well, okay? All right, very good. See you soon. Okay, my friends, mandatory for every social shirt that we have that they only have the 2 top buttons. We're not making social shirts all the way because it's not needed, right? That's already, it's forbidden to make new ones. And those that already exist, we're gonna sew and take off the bottom buttons. We just need 2 on the top. That's it. Okay, so this is very good, it's reusable, so you have some information about 100% cotton or the company, right, the country they're making. Okay, and then they have little holes like that, and you put on the top button, right there. And of course, we need the number of the company, right, and the name of the county that are making them. Very good, here we are, let's get ready. Okay, my friends, the other thing is forbidden to use straws, okay? Of any type, any way, thick or not, for babies or not, okay? That is very, very important. All right, recycle them all. We're not using them for anything. Okay, very good. Let's get ready. Let's plant our seeds. We'll see you soon. Everything neat and organized. Okay, my friends, let's talk a little bit about helping each other, inspecting each other, right? Okay, so people, here's the hotel property. People gonna start work in different areas, right? Okay, so let me make here a better map for you to understand. So here we have a property, here another one, and that way another one. Every one is 5 square kilometers, right? Okay, so on the back we have those trees, remember? Because we don't have, and here's other properties, right? 5 kilometers, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, right? Keep going, right? All of them 5 square kilometers. Okay, but between them we have that thick barrier vegetation, so everyone gonna know where their property ends. And hopefully those will be the taller ones, easy to see. Okay, so let's give an example for people that works here, right? So they go, and then they are going to have those, everyone gonna have that on the back, right? 1 kilometer diameter, right? Okay, so we're gonna irrigate those, right? Okay, so the idea is to work like that. The water, half of the property, the water that comes from this property, water here until the half of the next one. Why is that? They're going to compare the water that they're taking care, and for that other property that have the irrigation till here, so people that live here gonna check, oh, our irrigation is working. Exactly like the other irrigation is working. You see, their trees are doing good as well. Or they're gonna say something is not working at their water system, right? So this is a way that we're gonna check that as well. So for the back of the property, we check the other one. So the water that comes from this property gonna irrigate from here towards that way until the center of the following property with deep dripping lines. It starts with every 10 meters is a tree, right? And as soon as they are kind of established, we make another hole and gonna have every 5 meters gonna be a tree, okay? With those trees that, of course, it's established for that 100 villages, for example, okay? Those small counties, okay? I think we can call villages instead of county. Let's figure out villages. I think it's county. It's more established as a, yeah, let's keep county. So we are not using the word village anymore. We're just gonna use desert county, okay? All right, they're much smaller than regular counties. But that is it's good and it's reasonable, so we use only one word. Okay, I think that's very good because for many, even that they have the same internal biome, right? Keeps repeating every 10 or every 20, repeat the same one again. They're gonna have numbers, right? They also have that irrigation line until the center of the next. That's really good because people are gonna check each other, see if their soil is good, and I think we're doing good, right? And this way we help each other, okay? Very good. Now, let's talk about something else now. So I made here the map. Remember, on the back, what we have? We just have trees, okay, with the other properties. We just have every 2 spaces that we have the railroad. So here I made. So we have one whole property, one whole set of property here, right? One county, one desert county here, one desert county here, and then we have another railroad track, right? Okay. And between, what we have between those big county limit lines, right? With taller trees, smaller trees, whichever is decided for their biome. We start with every 10 meters, it's a tree. And then we fill it up afterwards. So it's going to be a big and a small, or every 10 a big, every 10 a small, that I don't know. We're going to figure out afterwards. But that one is one for many villages, the same type of trees, right? And just for people to see where, and they need to grow fast growing trees, because that area, we don't have the circulating irrigation. We have a dripping line hose. Make sense? So the tall ones we put right there. We're gonna stop the wind or sand dunes or whichever it is, mostly wind, right? With that dust. Okay, we're gonna stop that. So, and then between the tall ones, you put smaller ones. Okay, they cannot be food of any type. They have to be natives. So this way gonna be really good. Really good. So between both properties always come this with dripping lines. Okay, so here the center we have the circulating irrigation, right? We already talked about. Okay, you can have people helping, right? So we won't spend too much electricity, and as you know, until they are about 2 feet tall, and then they use the whole system in another setting, for example, right? Because we are not giving 4 different ones for the same time. It's better we establish one and the backfield. So let's do here. Everyone gonna start this. This is the first to start, right beside their property, okay? And then as soon as possible, the first few months, and then they do this. They start here, okay? So, and then, no, sorry. We said that the pattern always gonna be from here to there, right? Yeah, but not this case, because we need the trees there. So that is right what I did. In this case, you know, the pattern gonna be a little different. Here's one, okay? And then here's two, because we want to make that line with those big trees as soon as possible. You see? To make a barrier against this sand dunes and things, wind, right? Okay, so 1, 2, and then they start as soon as possible. They take care of both. They check, they plant, so it's a group working here, one first, right? And another group planting there. They take turns on this resting gazebo that will be at the center. Make sense? All right, so as soon as possible, they already go here to the number 2 and start planting those trees. Okay? This way, the back of the property, it's already established, and they are open here to the railroad. Okay, so the other thing, here's 2 kilometers, right? And these rings are 2 kilometers as well. We are going to have 1 kilometer right here at the center. This 1 kilometer, we make a little permaculture structures, right? Different path, and some coming from here, some coming from there, right? Some coming from the hotel, right? We're gonna have different carpets all over, okay? They're straight, but I already said when it's a curve, you know, they put some straight and overlap the following one. So they come here and overlap. So as a brick here, brick here, brick here, right? And some plants or some bricks along the way to keep them from sand, right? Okay, and they sweep or they wash with a hose to take the sand out when sand comes, and start putting the planters around those carpets as soon as possible. Okay, we're done with that. All right, the hotel properties here, the entrance is always towards the east. At all deserts, the same exact pattern. The 20 by 20, 10 by 10, let's do 10 by 10, the helicopter, that's how we're gonna call, you know, because everything gonna come in a railroad tracks, right? But we need a base there, right? Okay. Let's do different. Let's do right in front. Yeah, we have to avoid cement. We have too much cement. Helicopters can land on carpet. So let's do the carpet right in front. No cement anywhere. Make no sense. Not needed. So we're gonna put carpet right in front is main entrance. This main entrance has an extra room right here, right? Okay. For stamping the feet, right? They have also carpet on the bottom, okay? No, carpet. Yeah, carpet. They just have to check with more consistency, you know, this one outside, right? All of them. And this one inside. This door is really sealable all the way to the bottom with a rubber. So for the hole, in every door has a little hole there on the bottom, right? And we put rubber. Completely, even 2 rubbers, so we are sure no snake gonna come in, nothing gonna come in, you know, because the rubber, you know, can really protect all the way. Two rubbers, okay? Very good. And we have this extra room as soon as they have one door here, not the gate here, right? That's kind of a door, and another door here. Inside this little room, there is the scanning for digitals, right? Scanning for their work, log in, log out, right? It will be like probably the same card. I mean, I think we can do everything on the same card, right? Because people for jobs can do that. So the bank card would be the same exact card as the job card. When they get in, when they get out, even students that can get out on appropriate times, they check this machine. So we have a room here. Okay, very good, it's already decided. The chicken's gonna be right here. Right here. Okay, no. The chicken's gonna be right here by the tower. Why? The chicken is low. We are not planting a bunch of trees, so during daytime they are right there by this tower. So it's free space, you know, maybe 20 by 20, I don't know, free space. So the couple that's gonna be one under and one on the top, maybe fits both. No, both on the top. They're checking everything, right? The entire property, okay? So they are close to a place that is low. So everything gonna be a little bit like that, because that's the bigger tower of the property, okay? Very good. I think that's really reasonable, because we don't need to. Maybe we have an extra tower here here, right? Yeah, maybe one on the front and yes, another one on the back. I just don't know if we need 4 meters tall. We can make the structure in wood, right? Because we are trying to avoid to use concrete. All right, we can make it metal, maybe metal or wood. So we have one here checking everything, and we have one here in the back, because they also gonna check everything, even the other property, right? So this one can check the railroad and hear the noise and check about these people mostly, right? Towards this side. And this check people here, people at the hotel, people working here, and they also gonna use binoculars to check far away, but they can also check a little bit of their neighbors' work, you know. All right, because oh yes, they're working, we are working, they're working. I'm gonna have proper days, you know, established. So every village, they're called hotel county. Pardon myself, because I said village again, it's not a county. Okay, that is really good. So quick review: 2 kilometers, 2 square kilometers here, 2 square kilometers there is a center here, right? Here we also can plant taller trees, you know, because those we want slow growing trees, remember? Those that on the future will be hardwood, okay? Because then we can use that irrigation for longer time, because until 2 meters reasonable to use that irrigation, right? Okay, so we can plant on those spaces, and also this whole green area here, even that the sun comes this way, we can plant a few, right? Okay, and yeah, here we don't want to plant taller ones, so we don't block the sun for the following. But yes, that is the right way. We're gonna plant tall trees at the line. Yeah, okay? No taller trees in between, so they won't make shade, or here, no taller trees here. Taller trees go only on the back line, okay, of each property, like here in blue, okay? All right? And here's the railroad track. So here we have a carpet also with some bricks holding, maybe 2 big strides. All right, the trees that gonna be between those desert counties, every 10 properties they change. Okay, so we're gonna make a big line there, mostly for people to see where they finish their location, right? So that we don't have anybody walking and pass that area, right? So people will know, even students when go out, workers, they know exactly where it is, because to start with is a bunch of sand, but on the future will be trees, right? Okay, but people will know that type of tree is only there. Every 10 properties we change the tree. Okay, so we don't have a whole line of one type or 2 types. We're gonna change as well. All right? Okay, that's very good. That can be part of their biomes. Yes, no. That will repeat every 10 biomes. Okay, so we are going to make only 10 biomes, not 20, and keep repeating them over and over and over and over. All right? So in places that are don't have much, like the Sahel, are gonna be really easy, right? We here's the Sahel, right? Okay, so it's really easy. We already know, keep repeating, right? And we already know what the biomes we're gonna establish for them. So we're gonna have a variety of plants, but then we jump one county of some variety, and then we plant some other variety, because then will be good. Have different fruits, also different trees, because if a problem happened to one, we cannot make monocultures, right? Or very few diversity. So I think every 10 we repeat everything. I think that's very good. So that's already decided. Great, very good. Okay. So, and we're gonna plant exactly like that, every 10 meters, 10 meters to start, and have the hole right there, only at 10 meters, the dripping line. You know, in 6 months, exactly 6 months, June 2000, June, right? June. After 6 months, in June 2024, we plant the ones that's every 5 meters, okay? All right, that and good companion plants, right? That help each other. Might be a tree and a bush, okay? But it's already established. So that will be in June. And this one needs to be ready in January. All those hotels, people need to move in January. You know, so on December 28th, you know, it's already ready for people to move. Oh, goodness, a lot of work to do, my friends. Let's get going. So what we need? We need all these teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, so the first teams, we have to start now. September, October, November, and December. They have already to start putting the base there. What is the base? The first thing that I think that's really easy is the hotel. So we get equipment, so we need the people, I forgot, I don't know in English actually. The people that measure the land, right? So we need this team to measure those desert county properties, right? And put those cement boards. That's the first thing. They leave a hole here and put cement boards all around. That's the first thing, okay? So place the cement walls. All right, so we need this team. What's next? The next will be the housing, right? No. They put this, they have water at their train. Okay, water, food, they live there. All right, so we have a few wagons, maybe 10 or so, right? They live there. They do one next, do one next. All right? And a train come. So here's their train, the living people train, wagons. Okay? Let's say 10 or so with the locomotive right here. Okay, so what they have behind them, starting from the beach line, right? We have the train that goes, stop here, drop off, come back. Goes, stop here, drop, whichever they are. You know, so they build the first one, okay, and maybe in a day they can do 2, all right? So they will be dropping off the concrete boards here, and then next, and keep going. So they stop right here. They know where they are. They have radios or cell phones. I think we don't have cell phones yet, but they have radios, and they already have an estimate where they are. They're gonna drive those trains very slowly. They see where they are. The back of those trains, it's really bright in yellow and red, for example, right? You can really stand out from any sand area. Okay, all right, so this is decided. So whichever they are, they go, drop off, the next, so they keep going. All right, but for them to have people measuring that and place these cement walls, we need the railroad. So that's the first one with that. The first team is these two combined. Make sense? Because to put the railroad, the first thing we need, it's people that have that equipment to measure the land. All right, so they have those straight railroads. Using satellite, they already know where the mountains are. So these are the two first teams, okay? They make the railroad as they go. They live there. Someone behind them, drop off, go back. Drop off material to keep going. And as soon as possible, they bring some materials for the railroad and here, right? So the counties are like that, right? Okay, so they already bring some material for the railroad, drop off always on the right side. Make sense? And they always drop off the boards on the left side. No, because they have both sides to drop off those boards. It's okay, let's do one. They finish one entirely, so they're gonna do the left side. People going that way, they're going to do the left side all the way, Sahara Desert, okay? That will be really good. They do the left side all the way first, so at least we have one established and we have the railroad right there. So we put boards on all these hotel county properties, okay, those county properties, and then we do the other side. Very good, because remember, between gonna be the trees afterwards, right? Here's the railroad. So we're gonna have trees here because the trains easily can water them as well, okay? And then between there's the path for us to reach that place, but it's okay. On the beginning, we're gonna need tractors to transport those boards from the railroad. They just drop off and leave it right there. The next one, they just drop off and leave it right there. Okay, close to the railroad. All right, and but we need a tractor to come and drop off here, and then come and drop off here, right? And basically it's that. So that's why, my friends, we need billions of people at the desert. 4 billion people. Okay, all right, so that's fine. Right now we need all these workers, right? So they bring some materials for the railroad, some materials for the boards, because the board establish a limit. They know that's right there. And I think that is what is the most important. Okay? All right, my friends. So here it is. The number 2, the next 2 groups of work is this here. It's place the cement walls on the hotels, right? Will be the hotel property, right? And the gate, no, and then housing, right? And start the first housing, the future gazebo, right? The housing. Okay, all right, very good. So people will live there. We have, I think 10 families. 10 families, they help each other. The teens with grandparents, they cook, they make the sprouts, they cook, they organize the sprouts, older children, right? And the young adults and older teens go with their parents and work. Some do the tractor, some do they line up the soil, whichever is possible. Okay, they have special boots for the heat. They work really early in the morning. They start at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, they are right there. So they live on those trains, you know, and those that are the kids and the elders, they work right there close by. As I said, cooking, making the sprouts, you know, they work at the, gonna be also a train that will have food for them, such as a greenhouse, you know, something like that, for them to already keep growing their food. Maybe not. They just have ready food, right? Of course. We give them fruit, sandwich, boiled eggs, done. Okay? But the elders and children work close by, you know, work right close by, you know, because then they work 1 hour and come to their conditioning. Work 1 hour, get their conditioning. Okay? All right? Very good. So they place the cement boards, right? Walls on place, the structure, and start the housing. The first housing to be made is those gazebos, right? Those gazebos. One can be the future chicken house, and one gonna be for themselves, such as like they're eating outside area, right? Because they are easy to put. So if you have the structure like that, you already know the chicken gazebo gonna be right here, okay? And the restaurant, I think the restaurant right here. So we have 2 places close to the front entrance. You know, it's easy to put, set them up. They already know where it is. So here for everyone, you know, the southern place has the southern place has the chickens, okay? Because they're gonna be protected by this wall and have a good shade there, right? So they're gonna have a good space to be adapted, all right? And here is the restaurant. No, sorry, doesn't work. The restaurant gonna have a lot of sun. It's okay, gonna be covered, right? It's okay, gonna be covered. All right, so it's this side. The chickens will be placed. Here's the main entrance of all those locations towards the east. Okay, always the same pattern for all deserts of all continents. Okay, so here's the main door, and then they build the room itself afterwards. They place the boards, okay, and then they make this, leave the gate open. Yes, chickens on the south and the restaurant on the north. Good. And the housing towards towards here, I guess, right? And maybe here too. I think the back. Let's do the back for everyone, right? And the tower can be actually be one of the apartments, the second floor apartments. Very good? Okay, very good, because they can really see everything. All right, so but this is the county, right? But this is the hotel. The county actually is much bigger, right? I'm sorry. It's okay. But at least you understand what I'm saying. The chicken is right here, this corner. Right here, the cemented corner of the hotel property. And the restaurant is right here, this north corner. Okay? Very good. Now, we are organized with these 2 things. And all the apartments gonna be towards the back, with windows on the front, windows on the back, and windows on the side. So people here gonna be checking everything people living here on the second floor gonna be checking everything. All the rooms, the apartments, gonna be mini apartments, all of them, because no one gonna need a living room there, right? Yes, let's have a mini living room. So gonna be 4 exact spaces, right? 4 spaces. Okay, they can be continuous with a corridor in the middle or like this, and people can even pass to the, they have here a living room. I think I made that map already. Yeah, because it's important to have an air conditioner, but instead of 4 air conditions, we can have small walls, you know, walls that are open for the children. We can do that. The children and the living room, you can have a big opening, like a very big large window, like the one I have here in my apartment. I show a few times. Very good, because the air condition will easily circulate to these 2 sides, and then the engineer is gonna figure out how we're gonna do. So for the elders, right? Elders, and also for the couples, how they're gonna put the wall unit. Okay, I think it's good because we have windows on both sides. We put air conditioning on both sides. Done. Because I still believe gonna be still better than a whole system, right? How you call it? A ceiling? Yeah, wall, small wall units. At every wall they have close to the window. They make a hole at the wall, right? And all those apartments gonna be in bamboo, right? Or wood, okay? And they're gonna fill up with with mud or hay, you know, instead of concrete and cement, because they also help already to cool down. And I think that's the best, okay? The ceiling need to be special with isolating, so it doesn't get too hot, right? The top apartments. But I think that's really reasonable, that's really possible, and make them bamboo forest style, okay? And I think this mud that we're gonna fill up between and inside the bamboos are gonna help a lot with the to cool down the place, right? And air condition, these wall units, like those that sell everywhere, they can be heaters or they can be the air conditioning, right? Because at night in the winter time gonna be really cold, so it is fine. And everyone can have that sleeping bag. If it's really cold for like North Asia, they can have that sleeping bag that can fold in a tiny pouch, in a tiny bag like this. They fold. They're like they look like aluminum foil, you know, but they fold and people can sleep there. We can even have those for couples, you know. They sleep inside those bags, you know, once a week. They clean any dust, anything, you know. And the children and teens, young adults, they're gonna have individual ones, okay? Because we can't put the heater too strong. Some people have headaches because they never had this in their life. They're not used to. They have headaches. And it's not their fault. They're just not used to it. So we can't put the heaters too strong on winter time, but that's fine. Okay, all right, my friends. So all these teams, we have to work now. All these teams have to work now. September, that first Monday, those first teams are already going to their proper location. So they have 4 entire months to leave these hotel villages ready. When all the families are gonna be moving, the first family is gonna be moving on December 28th. So they have those 3 days to get adjusted when they start work. So January 1st, it's a special celebration. So those 3 days here, They just gonna cook, organize, you know, set up, make sure they have everything ready, you know, and have a few meetings just to make sure everything is working. All right. So all the apartments, they have this 4 months to get ready. 4 months, all the apartments, all the hotel walls, all the faucets, all the water wells. So here we place the cement wall to know exactly where they are, because people doing the water well, they're going to be based on the end of those cement, the hotel properties. Okay, and then we do here is the water wells, okay, and start these two basic housing, the chicken and this restaurant. All right, because both of them are shaded areas to start with. All right, very good. Here we are. Let's get ready. All right, let's talk about the apartments. So here's our property, right? So here's the front gate. All right, here's the property, hotel property. Okay, so on the back is the apartment. So I put in big red here the walls between apartments. I just made a few for us to have an idea, but of course gonna be many. All right, so it is 4 rooms because we are going to have a mini living room there. So it is 4 spaces. Okay, you see there, 4 spaces. So on the back, it's the couple, you know, it's the couple and the elders. All right. On the front, gonna be the children and teens room, right? And they can share the living room, right? Can be open a little bit, you know, or a big window. Okay. And here they're long. That's how we're gonna do. They're little long. They're mini. They're very tiny spaces, just to sleep. And the bathrooms, the engineers figure out. Okay, it's one toilet separate and one shower. Both of them have sink, but they are close to each other, but they are separate because we don't need 2 showers. Okay, so and toilet, so toilet separate and shower separate. Yeah, we don't need 2 sinks, right? Yeah, we need 2 because when they drink water, right? They're separate. They are away from the door, the toilet itself. Okay, here they have a wall unit. You see here? Okay, let's see if you can see, because that is really getting better now. Oops, sorry. Okay, here. All right. Oops, sorry. Okay. So here it is. That's how gonna be. The apartment's gonna be long, just to fit their beds, right? A mini table to put their ID on the top, and done. So the children and the living room are towards the front. The main door, it's towards the living room. So we have here a big corridor, right? Like here my apartment. And we have a walking side right here. Instead of the inside wall, we have the outside stairs that can be made with wood and paint. Everything, all the wood we have to paint to make sure we are not going to have any spider hidden, any snake hidden. Everything gonna be white or yellow, you know, clear colors for those apartments and those stairs in wood. All right, so here's the main door, right? The living room. And people, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do the elders here, but it's okay. The children's door, elders, okay? And where the bathroom gonna be located for them to use, so maybe we do something like that. And the couple's bedroom, maybe the couple we put here gonna be longer. No, this is gonna be smaller because of the toilets. The engineers figure out, but that's how gonna be. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditionings. You know, I think that's really good. You know, and we have fans for each one of them. We can put the ceiling fan or a ceiling by the air conditioning. You know, those small ones that we put on a wall, you know. So if they're close to the air conditioning itself. Okay, so that's how fan is gonna be. One, another. Oops, sorry. So will be one, another, and keep going. All right? So the apartment's already decided. The walking to the stairs, you know, every few of them, two it's enough. Like here we have two stairs, right? Long, or even one is enough. One is enough right at the center. Yeah, we don't need two. Okay, no two, just one main stairs at the center. So that's already decided. All the apartments go in the back. People living on the second floor, they're gonna monitor, you know, with regular view and binoculars. They're gonna share along the day, right? Or maybe one for each person, because we have thousands of binoculars in the planet right now. They're gonna monitor the following people working. They're gonna monitor themselves, right? On a side, it's themselves. Here, this side and this side, they're gonna be monitoring themselves sideways, right? Of their own hotel property. But on the back, they already gonna be monitoring the other people, the other county people. And they have reports, and they don't know who is watching them. But families on the second floor, the elders, you know, they work a little bit on the sun, and they come to work here. They work a little bit on the sun, and they come their own apartment to monitor, fill up reports online and on paper, and take pictures. Online, on paper, and take pictures. They zoom in, use their cell phone, and done. Okay? Perfect. So we have the elders monitoring everywhere. Their own, you know, their own, because, you know, the kids are at the cafeteria, school hours. So they monitor inside, they monitor their own outside, and they monitor the next property. You see? So family is gonna be doing this family. The other family gonna be doing that, right? Proper reports. They have templates in paper and in their cell phone. They take pictures and they make their YouTube with a code we're gonna give to them, YouTube accounts, and you know, so for people to check on their work, what they're doing. They have to make mini videos, okay, videos, and always go from left to the right. From the window they have to follow. Okay, people at the center of those apartments, what they're gonna check? They're gonna focus in specific areas to the front, you know, with eye view and binoculars. No binoculars, not needed. But they also, people on the second floor, gonna also check far away. Okay, because they can do apartments on the center. They can't do here, but they can do here. You see? They're gonna check their own property towards the front. And that same people, they also gonna check people on the back. They can't have too much view on their sides, but they can check other people. They have this radio, right? Okay, also with reports. So we're gonna have also like those cards, you know, but instead of having those flash cards at each apartment, they're gonna look up. No, the flash card's gonna be an email. Today you do this, today you do that. So every day before 6 a.m., they already open up their email, okay? Or they already have the sequence for the whole week, what they're gonna be doing. Nobody know what they're gonna be doing. The elder's gonna be inside. So they work outside on the heat, they come to their apartment. It's cool and good. They go outside, they work on the heat, they come inside. So that's what we're gonna do. All right? So all this I talked here is people on the second floor. Right? Makes sense? They're taller, higher they're checking faraway areas, okay? They're checking faraway areas, okay? From themselves, the best as possible until it's reachable, right? They check the railroad, you know, they make the mini videos. They're gonna hear, you know, after maybe after 2 or 4 months, you know, they're gonna make the sound louder, those trains. So everybody gonna hear. In the beginning, they're gonna do very quiet a little bit to don't scare any animal that will be coming to the railroad for prayers. They won't scare those animals because we are praying for them to stop right there, right? Because it's the best location we figure out at highways and at railroad, right? Because they already carry the thing to kill them, right? And also machines to process them. You know, come another train behind them, right? With those machines to process them, you know. Cut, put in a buckets, you know, like those big buckets, like 1 by 2 carts, and fill them in, you know. So every trailer can fit a few carts, right? Those very big, 1 meter by 2, more, no, it's 1 meter, I think, by 1.5, okay? 1.5 meter. Okay, they put the pieces there, right? Okay, and for places to share, okay, and they leave some right there for the villagers to bury in trenches where the tree is gonna go soon, okay? So they need to go. I know, sound weird to put in the middle of the sand, but that's how it is. Gonna be good to attract more animals and start having bacteria here. If they see any vulture, they shoot on them and bury them as well, right? Okay. Yeah, basically is that. Any big bone, they have any big bone, they leave out. That's fine. The sun gonna take all the things, and it's good if any animal come. It's by the railroad. It's always gonna be monitored, and it's not right by the front of their property. We don't want animals here. Okay, so we're not using grinded meat on the floor inside the hotel village. Okay, the bacteria are going to be made in another way, composting, earthworms, things like that, but not meat in the soil. Meat on the soil going to only be here by the railroad for these trees, and also for the trees that is between properties. People carry on those carts on the top as soon as they have, of course, the carpets, right? The trail carpets they bring and drop them off right there and have them ready for this every 10 meters. Okay, these 10 meters trees, they need a post, a wooden post, because metal gonna burn the tree, and wrap them around, you know, with natural fabric, you know, because that's the best. They can even do the plastic, you know, those plastic that are kind of soft, like bag plastic, you know, they can wrap them gently around, you know, a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom, you know, and start right there. Okay, so for here we have the water wells, right, for people. So as soon as we put the cement walls for the hotel village, we can have the team coming for the water wells. They're all different teams, right? And they keep going. All right, so the first set of trains here, the first set of train, can you see there? All right, the first set of trains gonna be doing the railroad, right? And then right after, right, come this set of trains, right, that will be doing the other teams, right? They have other teams. All right, by lunch, everyone come back. They finish work they work 5 hours, right? 11 a.m., everyone is cooled down, close the doors and go back. You know, so they have to do the maximum as possible and go back to get more materials and for the other team to start working. Makes sense? The other team have all these trailers, the following trailers ready. So those trailers come back at 11 and all the other set of trailers, you know, are ready to, as soon as they come, they go to a place, right, to fill up, whichever is by, you know, the location, the proper location, right? Okay, and these go. As soon as these come, they go, whichever hour it is. Okay, they're ready to go. And they can wait there until their starting working hour. That is 1 to 6. So they work 5 hours in the morning, right, a.m. That is 6 to 11 a.m. So that is the a.m. team. All right, and the PM team, let's do in another color here. The PM team also work 5 hours, right? The PM team. They work from 1 to 6 p.m. All right, but they don't have to wait they're not going to wait 1 p.m. to leave. They are there, you know, at the station 50, the county 50, the county number 100, whichever it is, they're right there at the door. They start at 1 p.m. So both of them gonna work 5 hours, right? Those, okay, but they're there. They're there ready, you know, ready to start working, already looking, already planning. They are inside, the doors are closed, they see is on, that's fine. They already can even eat there because some of them gonna take like 1 or 2 hours travel time. So let's say this team, it's ready to come, they already leave until a certain point, right? Okay, yeah. And if it's needed, when it's more towards the continent, you know, that team stays right there. Their trailers are empty. They study in the afternoon. They're right there. You know, they study all afternoon. They have AC at those trailers. They wait. You know, if they don't have time to go all the way, because we're not going to have 2 lanes, 2 railroad lanes. It's just one, you know. Okay, they wait. They study right there. They have food, they have water, and they have air conditioning and tables to sit and study, a few comfortable ones, right, like love seats for the elders to sit, right? Okay, they eat, they study, they have those tables right there. The doors are closed, you know, so they can handle the heat, air conditioning, it's fine, done. All right, they can be, they have to study half of the day. All right, so the following train, don't wait for them to come as soon as it's not reasonable, when it's really far away from the beach line. They wait right there, and comes this next train, is ready to work from 1 to 6. All right, and this other team here, yeah, I didn't think about that, to build, you know, so it's okay because to start, you know, we're gonna have those villages right by the beach, right? Those counties right by the beach. Okay, all right. Every 20, just complete entirely. For these builders to live every 20, you know, so more or less, do more or less, do it completely. More or less every 20, you know, it's already. Why? Because 6 o'clock in the morning, they just walk that little path, they are ready at the railroad, and they keep going. Okay? All right? I think that's reasonable. So they're gonna have food there, you know, and then they don't have to go back all the way to the beach. They go back, yeah, but they have to come to the beach to get materials. Okay, so maybe they get materials always at lunchtime. No, that doesn't work because it's too hot. It's okay, but at least you know, every 20 we finish entirely as soon as possible. Every 20. Okay? Because we need the base for people to live, take a shower, right? Yeah, because we can't have too many families living there. All right? So that's already decided. Okay, that's good. Hours, working hours already decided. Okay? And they can fill up. Other people can fill up those trailers for the next morning. That we can do. You know, so some people work from 6 to 11, right? To 11 a.m. filling up the next set of trailers. Okay, the next set of trailers. They work right there by the beach, by the port, or by the railroad station, whichever it is. They fill up the whole morning. That's their job. They fill up, come inside to cool down. They fill up, come inside to cool down. Okay, they leave that ready, the set for the afternoon, and the afternoon fill them up for the next morning. That is good. So people will live by those stations, right? The railroad station, or by the port, the beach port. Okay, all right, very good. So that is good. So they can even leave the train there. So they're ready building, right? They're already building in front of them, right? That's the first train. They build, right? They build. Okay. And lunchtime, everybody come back and everybody goes. We have 2 hours lunchtime. 11 to noon and noon to 1. We have 2 hours. So 1 hour to come back and 1 hour for the new ones to go. Yes, the new team to go. We work. And every 20, you know, we can already, as soon as possible, have some people living there, because then they don't have to come all the way. Workers, they're already there, you know. They just keep going, right? Because the main thing for the railroad is drop off. They drop off things beside, you know. So they get the end, they build till here, for example, right? They build till here. Okay, they drop many piles on both sides, right? Their proper materials and these huge screws, whichever it is, right? Because it's not a conventional railroad. We don't need this railroad for eternity. It's very different than the railroad that go around the whole continent of Africa, for example, right? This is simple. This is simple. It's for slow wagons, and just to be reasonable. Okay, so we have 2 hours lunch time for exchanges, anything that's needed. All right. This place here where they have the building team to cool down, because the materials were already dropped off on both sides. Let's go over here. So here's the railroad, right? Let's say they stop right here's the last thing, so they have to keep going, right? Okay, so the train, it's already standing, right? The last wagons, right? With a locomotive there. All right, so the last train never goes back. It's just for people to cool down and work. Cool down and work. Make sense? Okay. So it's just a few meters, right? It's just maybe 2 wagons. It's for workers only to cool down. So they work, they cool down. So the material is right here, it's close by. Maybe what, 10, 15 meters away? All right, so the train that gonna come and drop off, gonna stop right here close to them. Drop off a bunch of things, okay? And they go back, pick up more. Drop off, okay? So the morning team, for example, they drop off things right here. People that gonna be working here, cooling down and eating here, they come, pick up, and build more. They come, pick up, and build more. Make sense? They come, pick up, and build more. You see? So that's what they do. All right. So when the next team, morning or afternoon, whichever it is, come with more material, they're not going to drop off here anymore because that train is further. Every time they build a bit more, their train gonna be right at the limit, that few less meters, right? Okay, they always gonna stop and drop off their material, you know, where that train is stopped. They know where they're located. Their back, it's really painted, really bright, yellow and red. They can see from far away. We can even do red, red entirely, right? Entirely, because yellow with the sand, yeah, yellow and sand, stripes, that's how gonna be the back. Very thick red and thin yellow, thick red, thin yellow, okay? That's how we're going to do, because from further away people can see a thin yellow, you know, a thin yellow and a bright, thick, very thick red. All right, that's how it's gonna be, okay? The back of every single trailer, because if one day, you know, they need to exchange, no, they're never gonna exchange. It's just for the very last, all right? Okay, very good. So the workers, they work an hour and rest an hour. Work 1 hour, rest an hour. And they stay right there. They stay right there. Okay, so when this train that just drop off things right there, lunchtime, they don't stay there to study in the afternoon, like I said before. They get the ride, this train right here that drop off materials, they get a ride and they go until these 20 counties that is complete, right? Every 20 there's one complete. They don't go all the way to the beach, to the port, right? The beach is here, right? They don't go all the way. They stay right there. There's already apartments there. Not the whole structures with everything yet, but it's right there. Okay, so this working team, you know, because that's the most essential for people to focus on that. All right, okay. At the same time that we have people building the railroad tracks, as I said here, people will also be building the hotel property as well. All right? Okay, so who they get ride with until they don't have yet, they go back, you know, they get a ride, gonna fit many people because they just drop off everything until that barrier, right? They drop off everything. Okay, they get people working at these hotels, right? Setting them up, you know, they get them, you know, and bring them until this 20, the number 20 county, the county number 20, where we'll have everything. We're gonna already have showers, okay? So they can keep working on others and come back, keep working on others, come back. You know, they ride, they have a ride. and they drop off people. But the real train goes all the way to the beach to be filled up for the next team to come. In the morning, this train here, the last train, or the first, the setting up, the railroad setting up train, it's empty, right? Because their materials are already dropped off on the floor. They fit many people, so people that gonna be working here and here, they live here on this number 20th, every 20. Okay, they get ride with that first train, the setting up train. Okay, they have seats, they have picnic tables, they can even eat their breakfast there. While they are driving, they have those 25 minutes to eat, right? Okay, very good. All right, so they have rides to work here and here with this train. So this train always go back and gonna spend the night here at this, in front of this number 20. Very good, okay? That is really good. So they pick up how many people is needed, right? That is still building, because we need electricity, we need solar panel, we need faucets, right? So they pick up, they keep picking up people, right? Okay. And until we can do it. So the 20th is the most important. So maybe we jump this, and do the next, and do the next. We're gonna do every wall, but inside we jump. Okay, we do one, jump one, do one, jump one. All right. As soon as we finish first, okay, first, it's complete entirely the number 20 and the railroad tracks, right? So people can live while they complete instead of going all the way to the beach, all right? So that's the first objective. So they keep building, but they also stay right there. And people can sleep right there. They have those tents, those pop-up tents, you know, because no animal's gonna come, right? And while they have tractors there, right? They put those boards around those properties with satellite imagery. They know exactly where to put those cement boards with the help of tractors, okay? All right. And so they have these two teams, one helping the boards, right? And one helping this railroad. Okay, we have two teams. Well, these people gonna sleep here. You know, that we're gonna finish as soon as possible. All right? Very good. And we're gonna just bring them food, ready food. All right? Some fruits, nuts, sandwiches, rice and beans, whichever is possible and easy, you know. So we can have little plastic containers, those that are, you know, that one I have that is a blue lid, you know, they're easy to open, easy to close down, and fit on the bottom, rice and beans and some meat, right? Chicken or fish, right? Okay, and on the top, the salad. We already have amount put, and we're gonna have plenty of boiling water, disinfect them all. Done. All right, my friends, very good. Here we are. You know, as soon as we have these two things, right, the railroad and the boards. All right, and then we can have the other things. So railroad and the measuring team, right? Then we have the plaques of the cement. They go together actually, right? They measure and they put the boards, cement boards. So this is green as well. So they measure and they put the boards. So this is still number one. Measure and put, measure and put. The tractor and the train, gonna stay right there by this number 20. They keep going and they always stay right there with cameras. All trains gonna have cameras all around and on the top, a little antenna, you know, that keeps moving, circular. And every train the same way. They are going to have mini tiny cameras. Nobody knows where they are. They're on the wall, right, of those places. On around the whole tractor, and on the top a little antenna, you know, like a meter tall or so, that keeps recording with a little solar panel, you know, bigger camera, right? Not these mini ones, but all around is mini cameras and regular ones, of course, for sure on the front and for sure in the back and on the sides. Camera all over, all right? Okay, so people that will be checking, they have people checking only the trains and make sure what they're doing, how they're doing. Other people going to be checking the cameras of the tractor. And everybody of all teams going to have their YouTube account, you know, showing. They're going to post these videos. You know, they're not just going to record the cameras and leave them alone. They're going to get those videos and put them on their YouTube account. Okay? All right. And then the second teams is the water well and the housing, the gazebos. You know, the housing, not yet. The first we need 2 gazebos, right? 2 gazebos, 2 shaded areas for them to know where things are, have some shade, right, for them to eat. Okay, all right. So they have these mini tents, and that's what it is. Very good, all right. So, and then comes the housing. So here's just the gazebos. Gazebos to eat and gazebos for the chickens. All right, my friends, very good. We'll see you soon.